Where's my thing? Why am I never able to see this outright? And why is my previous stream partially blocked? I don't even care. I lack the critical thinking skills to go this far. Why? What do you mean why? Copyright? Probably. I'm stuck on how the last stream. I've had streams like partially blocked where it's like, oh, it's blocked in certain countries, but seeing a stream get blocked like worldwide, I ain't gonna lie, kind of crazy. Why can't I see the YouTube chat? Why are you breaking? Don't break. There it is. There it is. Oh, boys, are you excited? It's almost over. All your family members and friends disowning you or you disowning them for their political choices, it's almost over. You almost made it to the finish line. I should probably text Moral because I'd been MIA for like 2 days. Because old little Leon had him some... Little Leon already loved women. But now Leon loves women a little bit more because old little Leon had some bottomless mimosas. And if I were to give anybody advice about bottomless mimosas, don't drink them without having like a ride ready, because I didn't have a ride ready. I was yeah. If you'd have seen me, you'd have thought I was struggling with life, but I really wasn't. We're going to have a stressful week. We? We not gonna have nothing. That's gonna be y'all up all night trying to figure out who won. I'm gonna be in my bed, or I'm gonna be on my sofa, knocked out. Never. You'll never catch me staying up for that. I think something about 2024 is different because a lot of people are being not forced, is being found out to be pedos. I mean, look at the world is giving you in terms of circumstance, my boy. But I'm gonna play The Walking Dead while, we ponder and wander through our what I deem final day before everything like loses its mind. Before that, can I show y'all this infamous picture that kind of sums up how I think this is all gonna go in terms of the election tomorrow? Do you understand how categorically funny it may or may not be? Because yesterday, I don't think it was yesterday. What's today? Today's the 4th. Friday? That would have been? Friday? No, Saturday. Saturday, there was some poll that everybody got like excited for because, that's going to be the poll. That's the poll to let us know, about, it wasn't really about anything in particular except for one state. And they were like, oh my God, this is going to be the poll. In 45 minutes, we'll see the results of the Selzer poll, which is like a prominent poll for like a lot of people to dictate how Iowa would go, because I think this was centered around Iowa. No one has gotten the poll leaked to them. Anyone you see who's saying they've gotten it early is lying or trolling. See you in 45 minutes. And I want you, and just for brevity's sake, somebody replied, honestly, both sides put too much weight into her poll. You do realize this has been a relatively accurate poll for Iowa, right? So keep that in mind when you see this poll. The Iowa poll, Kamala Harris leapfrogs Donald Trump to take the lead near Election Day. And the same guy who said, hey, who had to respond to someone thinking, hey, we put too much stock in it. This poll has been relatively accurate. And you're an embarrassment. Was the Diddy paycheck really worth it? And the Diddy paycheck. And this is one of my big problems with a lot of people throughout this election. I'm going to say specifically the Trump side. Because, oh my God, if we lose, it's fraud. If we lose, they're cheating. If we lose even states where maybe we could lose fairly, it's cheating. Oh my God, the Diddy paycheck. But then if this motherfucker was winning this, everybody who's on that side would be like, whoa, yeah, babe. And that's why my respect for a lot of people throughout this election cycle has been diminished or outright taken away, because what you could say about one side, you could say about the other. Because let's be real here. If it was Donald Trump leapfrogs Kamala, it would have been a bunch of motherfuckers that would have been... It would have been a bunch of right-wingers saying yes, and it would have been a bunch of lefties like, who cares about this poll? Why do people get mad when someone says they're voting for Trump? Why do people get mad when someone says they're voting for Kamala? I'll answer both of those questions. It's because people think that everyone's just supposed to agree with them all the time, anytime. And then when you come in, let's say, for example, you're a Kamala supporter and Zamaria is a Trump supporter, and you tell Zamaria that you're voting for Kamala, and she loses her fucking mind. Or you say, or Zamaria says she's voting for Trump, and you lose your fucking mind. It's because you really don't have anything you're worth a damn in voting for. You just want a bunch of people you know, or people who like you think are supposed to be on your side, to agree with you all the time. That's why it's a bunch of ego. Because online, and I'm specifically saying that for a reason, nobody really creates... I ain't gonna say nobody. There is a, if you listen to it, and I'm not just talking about listening to random clips, like listen in full detail, you have more motherfuckers on the left who will give you a more cohesive statement as to who or why they're voting for, than as opposed to on the fucking right, you get a bunch of conspiracy theory out the wazoo. And for I'm tiny, the weather is fuck a bitch on a balcony weather, which means it's good weather. It's not cold, it's not hot. It's right there in the middle. It's cool. And you could refer to me as Leon all you want. Don't ever refer to me by my actual name. And my I can't get Trump. I can't do a proper Trump impression because Trump is like, he's really weird to get down. Like, I can't do it. Like, I've tried, but it's just like, it sounds like I'm fighting my throat, which sounds sexual. Like, it just... As a Puerto Rican, that's how I see it. To me, it doesn't matter who. Puerto Rico is still fucked as a territory from awful policies from either party. Well, listen, I'm glad you said as a Puerto Rican, because, boy, one thing I love about you conservatives, if you're watching, or maybe you don't even fit in this category and maybe you're embarrassed that it happened. Boy, all the saying leftists are lesbians, soy boys, communists who want to see the country fall, all the calling Kamala a sex worker, the Antichrist, she sucked and fucked her way to the top. Boy, y'all felt so proud. But then some old white dude called y'all garbage, and all of a sudden we have feelings again. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, you know? I felt emboldened when I saw that, you know? I felt proud to be an American seeing a bunch of mudslingers suddenly cry when the mud got on them. That was great. That was truly great. Hey, Leon, how's it going? I mean, fuck, in a minute, I'm just going to play another episode of The Walking Dead, which is called Michonne, or Michonne, however you pronounce it. Because you know what? You're going to have a lot of people. Tomorrow is going to be a funny-ass day because a lot of people are going to be live streaming, and I'm not going to take part in any of that. You'll see me on Wednesday. Be honest with you, you're gonna see me on Wednesday. I don't have the energy nor the capacity to, with a straight face, continue down the rabbit hole of, you know what, let's focus. Let's all sit and really there's gonna be nothing to do. A lot of people are not gonna have anything to do other than read the chat. The only person who I think is going to like categorically enjoy themselves are like the people who do like the round table stream where they have like more than 3 people and they're all just there for like 4 hours, because that's gonna go well into the night. I'm probably sleeping in tomorrow. I'm probably going to find a video to record and then find one for Thursday, because Wednesday is I'm gonna stream Wednesday and I'm gonna see if somebody won. I'm not gonna know who won until Wednesday, because the way I mean it when I say I'm not gonna be paying attention to this shit. Well, I'm really not. If the world was ending. Actually, Tony was right. The island is garbage. The political leaders of the island are too busy trying to keep the U.S. happy that the island is suffering. People just got mad because the truth hurts. No, they got mad because the shit wasn't funny to them. It ain't got nothing to do with the truth. Motherfuckers just didn't like hearing that shit about their homeland, which is fine. It could be 2 things. It could be the truth. I don't know. I've never been to Puerto Rico. And motherfuckers could say, oh, it's garbage, but we don't want motherfuckers saying it. You could apply that to this fucking country and the mountain of fucking problems. I'm struggling to figure out why immigration became like a big issue now, when it's been an issue since a certain black guy was the president. But I guess we had to make that a political point, because when this is over, immigration's still going to be a problem, but it won't be addressed as much as it's been this year until the next time it's time to vote for a president. I don't think we'll have a winner by Wednesday. Probably not. But guess what? I'll stream Wednesday anyway and be like, oh, who won? Because I ain't going to fucking know. I promise you, I'm not going to know who won. And also, is this video I want to watch. I want to watch my experience at Trump Harris rally. You know why? Because screw it. Also, boys, do y'all know that they got it? No, never mind. You don't care. You people don't care. I forget you people don't value any like in-depth conversation that isn't Speckledorf.
So I went to both of the political rallies of Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, and the election is really close. So even as a former
immigration has been a problem since the very foundation of this country. I wouldn't say that. I'd say a couple years after the foundation of the country. People just want the quiet part to stay quiet. Yeah. Because, you know, if you keep the quiet part quiet until it's convenient for you, it works out better.
If any of the American folks are watching, please exercise it and go vote, because I believe voting rights are fundamental to our civil rights everywhere on this planet. I am not eligible to vote, unfortunately, even though apparently they're having crazy...
Let's crash out. No. I would recommend, instead of crashing out, if you feel the need to go vote, go vote. There's no need to crash out. Who crashes out anymore?
Scandals surrounding this election, like a non-citizen voting, for example, and Michigan could not withdraw the vote according to their own rules, etc. So that's interesting. But anyway, I want to make comments about the rallies. The first comment is about the formality of the rallies, about the Pledge of Allegiance and the anthem.
Who the fuck? Am I sick? Who cares about the Pledge of Allegiance? In a thought about the rally. Oh, well, this is supposed to just be your experiences at the rally, which is, you know what, never mind.
Personally, I did not know any of those, and during the Trump rally, everyone stood up and did the Pledge of Allegiance, and I thought, wow, it was really cool. It was really interesting to see the national identity, but I wondered why they did not have that in the Kamala Harris rally, because I thought, you know, you could say, hey, unlike those exclusionist MAGA Trumpists, we want to welcome you, accept you, and incorporate you into society, so here's the key element of it. But anyway, that was very interesting. Also, the interaction with people. people at the Kamala Harris rally.
Wow, Leon, that's un-American. You know what's really un-American? The fact that, you know, I'm very, very Hungary.
They were very nice, and they were all smiling and very welcoming. So even though it was my first attendance and I was there by myself, I didn't feel isolated. I wish I could have interacted with.
I never spoke it again ever since the 5th grade. I can't remember the last time I actually said the Pledge of Allegiance. I forgot. I swear to you, I don't even want to play The Walking Dead right now. I'm too locked in. I gotta have another game in the background. I can't, with all good consciousness, play The Walking Dead. I can't. A Walking Dead is supposed to be like our safe haven away from the world and for tyranny. I'm sorry. I'll dedicate time to that at a later date. I want to say 6th grade for me. Bro, when I tell you, like, with a straight face, never, and I mean, like, I have not done the Pledge of Allegiance in so fucking I have not done it, bro. I have not. I don't even remember how it started. Should we? Should we? I think we should. What is the Pledge of Allegiance? Oh, I can't have that at 2 times. Oh wait, it's at normal speed. Never mind.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Boy, the way that's not what we do now. The way that's not what we do now is almost criminal how we don't follow any of this as Americans. We don't follow any of this as Americans.
With more people, but I was rather shy and not sure about interrupting other groups. But what I was so surprised about, and I'm so surprised by this, is the
The fuck said bars age like milk. Yeah.
At the Trump rally, because before the rally, some people around me had told me, "Hey, are you sure you're going to the Trump rally? I'm worried for you because you might get attacked and assaulted because you will be the only Asian and you could be discriminated against, frowned upon, and insulted. Especially you're not even American." And that's what I heard. And I was even told they could bring guns and you could get shot in the worst case, etc. So the crazy.
Yeah, did y'all ever see that fucking video of them Trump supporters beating up another Trump supporter? What hoodlums, what ignorant hoodlams infecting my country with their hoodlamness. Those thugs beat up each other, thuggish.
Trump is lunatics, and that was what I heard before attending the rally. But I was like, it's just going to be one time, and I was just really curious. So that's why I attended it, because I don't know who's going to be the next president. But for me, very personally, I felt the Trump supporters, the lunatics, were very, very polite, kind, and respectful. For example, when I say, "Excuse me," they answer, "Yes, sir," which I'd never been told in the US before, and they were a lot older than me, so that's surprising. So I couldn't believe it, and they kept talking to more than 30 people while waiting in line at the C-section, waiting for Trump to come from Michigan, and after the rally, just talk to people, etc. Because I thought I could be very, very wrong, and despite that, they were very kind, polite, and very attentive, which is crazy. I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. And there was not a single sign of disdain toward me. And yeah, that was crazy, even though I was indeed the only Asian in sight there. So, maybe.
Were you really the only Asian in sight, or was it because you lacked the ability to actually expand your eyes past a certain point that you thought you were the only Asian?
It's the Wisconsin people who are really nice, or maybe it was only the people I talked to, and I got really lucky. But my experience at the Trump rally was very positive.
What a fucking defensive whiff. Like, what a defensive fucking whiff.
Like all the given prejudices. I thought people at the Trump rally were more surprised than at the Harris rally when I told them I was not from the US, because they were like, "Then why are you here? You cannot really support anyone anyway." That was funny. But they also told me, "Hey, you're not alone here." So that was very nice of them. Another thing I want to point out was the way people present themselves. I personally felt that people at Kamala Harris rally were more like, "We are this, therefore we vote for Kamala Harris." Like, this for Kamala Harris. But at the Trump rally, I thought people just really liked Trump and the slogans. And there was another thing that was really weird. I don't think the Trump supporters are rich, selfish lunatics hoarding.
Some of them are poor, selfish lunatics.
Well, they were very honest, so with just a scratch on the surface, they shared all their crazy life stories. And for me, what I personally felt was like, there were all these struggling working class people who were casually looked down upon, and a lot of them indeed looked somewhat unkempt. But you can see how happy they were to show their Trump merch. they were just so happy and excited. It wasn't like, hey, we have to be uniform, we are the police, why aren't you wearing this? Just like in typical fascist groups. They were just so happy to have the merch, and their joy was like what you only see in kids when they get their, I don't know, first favorite Iron Man merch. So I couldn't believe it. So yeah, I thought they were really like those older uncle and aunt generation.
Hi, Bowsette. There's a lot of Rule 34 of you, just so you know.
We often look down on, and Trump was all they believed in. These people didn't really have much to show off, and it almost felt like their MAGA signs and Trump hoodies were all they took pride in. So, wow, all these struggling people supporting Trump was very impressive. So that was crazy. But anyway, I couldn't believe it was a positive experience at the Trump rally. I still don't know how to reconcile this or how to square this experience, because it's pretty confusing, to be honest. Nationalists, xenophobes.
It's not really confusing. You buy into a lot of hype on social media about a subsection of people, and then you actually go to experience yourself, and it's either, wow, this is completely different, or it's somewhat there, but not really as bad as people made it out to be, or it's somewhat there, but it's not really as deep as motherfuckers made it out to be. All you gotta do is realize that, you know, people on social media, 9 times or even 10 times out of 10 are lying.
Who were really nice to an Asian foreigner. It's a crazy oxymoron, in my opinion. For the Kamala Harris rally, I wished I had known more about the singers, because when everyone was going crazy, I wasn't even familiar with the song and even the band themselves. I could see how it resonates with younger people, and I thought their focus on medical...
I seen this video in my recommended and passed on it because the election talks annoy me. I mean, this is more tame than anything else you're probably going to see within the next several fucking days. Not even several days. In the next 24-ish fucking hours, this is probably going to be the most sane thing you watch.
Care for people under age.
Everything else after this is going to be bombastic side-eye, I hate my own existence. Jesus, can we get the rapture started some way? Hold on. Dig!
It was very interesting. I wished they had emphasized more on the working conditions of people, but maybe it's a different point here. And I thought the agenda was like, they were this, and I thought they were already so familiar with the conclusion and assumed you knew all the steps of deriving the solution, therefore we vote. But in the Trump rally, I thought they laid out each problem they found relevant and dived really into it and said, therefore we vote. So I thought that was a reason.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all with any form of brevity. Now that Biden's gone, I need y'all to like actually watch a full Trump rally and walk away from it. And I defy you to walk away from it without saying, huh? Because I did that shit, and I just, like, hearing him talk is like, wow, Biden saved your ass a lot. Because Biden was a walking corpse, and it was easy to stare at Biden and just wait for him to see if he was going to collapse, then look at Trump and realize, oh, this motherfucker's old too, which we already knew he was old, but is he old?
Reason that I found it more digestible, and the words were very simple and easy. Also, they used the videos masterfully, so that was good to watch. Anyway.
Hold on,
the
buddy.
words were very simple and easy. Also, they used the videos masterfully, so that was good to watch.
You can't just hide that from me. What was it? What did you think hiding that information from me in your little text blurb was going to do? I personally think the Trump supporters were for Trump, as in the interview, and the Harris supporters were against Trump more than they were for Harris, as in the interview. What interview? I haven't seen anything.
Anyway,
these 4 years have been for me.
I think it was very nice to attend political rallies. We still do not know who is going to be the next president, but they were really
bored by you. You're boring, but at least you did well. At least you did well in making sure that things were not as bad as you might have thought by listening to people on the Twitter. You know, that's always good. That's always good. Now I gotta watch the quartering, because him and several people are very upset at the Kamala on SNL thing. And for some reason, it was illegal, yet no one wants to bring up old creamy boy Trump in his SNL appearance, correct? Because being consistent is equal to rape for some of these people.
Wow, I look fantastic.
No, we look fantastic, and I mean really fantastic.
It is nice to see you, Kamala. It is nice to see you, Kamala, and I'm just here to remind you, you got this.
How do you think it's gonna go?
It's going to be really classy.
It's gonna be really fantastic. It's gonna be huge.
She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat.
Saturday night, Kamala Harris diverted her flight to make a last-second desperate plea to Americans to vote for her for reasons. You know, she hasn't done anything yet, but she's definitely going to do something if you make her the president. She wasn't going to do it when she was vice president, and it was a disaster. Not only was it a word-for-word remake of a Jimmy Fallon Donald Trump sketch, which hilarious, it was found out moments later, It was cringeworthy, it was unfunny, and it was also illegal, apparently. The FCC is now coming down on Saturday Night Live, and
I don't know why, but the SNL skits give me what feels like radiation point. Because SNL isn't as good as when our good man Eddie Murphy was running the show. Because when Eddie Murphy was on SNL, yes, that was technically before I was born, it was still better.
Kamala Harris for breaking the equal time rule, which is a rule set in place to prevent this exact type of shenanigans. I suspect a very large fine is coming. By the way, I want to remind everyone, get your Coffee Brand Coffee advent calendar. We only made 3,000 of them. They're definitely going to sell out. Perfect thing to put on your counter. Same airtime. Allege that NBC structured this appearance in a way that evades these requirements. This is a clear and blatant effort to evade the FCC time rule. The purpose of the rule is to avoid exactly this type of biased and partisan conduct. A licensed broadcaster using the public airwaves to exert its influence for one candidate on the eve of an election, unless the broadcaster, of course, offered equal time to other qualifying candidates, which they did not do. Harris' 60-minute surprise appearance.
And then they fucking just let Trump air an ad. So realistically, this is all to do about nothing. Oh my God, a news network gave her time. Everyone's mad. And then the literal next day, they aired a Trump ad. It's more of an FCC violation. They have to offer both sides a chance to appear, and they did. Now, do I think that Trump scrambled so much to get a fucking ad on the network? Nah, I don't think so. I think they already had that set up and structured, and oh my God, that's the second time. Jesus fucking Christ.
On SNL, and it was cringe-tacular.
Don't know why people fight about two political parties, because they have it in their fucking minds that one political party is Satan, one political party is full of rapists, one political party is going to corrupt America, one political party is going to save America, one political party is going to destroy the fabric of what it means to exist for common Americans, one political party is going to do something that will lead to another world war. And you know what's so convenient about what I just said? I didn't attach a label on either one. I just said that's how people think. Like, and the sick part is somebody will try to say one of those is specifically Democrat, one of those is specifically Republican, and what I'm going to say with a straight face is what you can say about one could infinitely bring up about another.
By the way, Nick Soder points out Kamala Harris SNL skit directly copied Trump's from 2015. Can she do anything original? This is her post.
You and me both, sister.
You and me both, sister. I mean, of course, she rolls out the fake accent.
It's nice to see you, Kamala.
Can I just say, like, in terms of criticizing Kamala, I don't know why y'all can't find anything of substance that would actually mean something. Oh my God, she code switched. She and every other motherfucker that exists on this earth. Because I promise you this much, a lot of motherfuckers change how they speak in terms of opportunity. That is not something new. That is not something that just came about. It applies to both parties. They both suck. Thank you, Smart. See, you have a good name. Your name's Smart J. I bet you're smart for a reason. Because that's a very smart thing to say and pass in a fucking fairness like a motherfucker. Both parties are sides of the same dirty. Mm-hmm. But but it seems like if you say that, if you all say that, you're an edgelord. If you say both parties suck and have a wide variety of fucking issues within them that don't actually net a positive for you and I, the American people, you are somehow an edgelord. You are somehow an edgelord. And I don't know, and maybe it's just because I'm cynical. Why am I seeing people like fixate on the Trump? I'm quitting this game. Fuck this fag. Why are people fixating on like the Trump image of him like going and trying to get into that fucking truck and struggling and choosing to ignore that he just struggled trying to get into a truck, knowing full well if our good buddy Biden did this shit, we'd all be laughing at it for a week. No, it's just that other people are beast of burden with blinders on. Yeah. Everyone code switches, but apparently it's a candidate doing it. It's more of a problem than what her policies are. Right. Like you could hammer fucking home all the inconsistencies of this lady's policies and you could go from there. But because nobody wants to do that, and these stupid fucking morons want to call the bitch the Antichrist, but then cry like the bitches we know they are because, oh my God, how dare you call me garbage? Which is why I agree with calling the Trump supporters garbage, because you invited mudslinging, but you can't handle the fact that motherfuckers are now playing in the mud with you. If you can't handle that, don't participate. If you can't handle slinging mud and then having that mud, the same exact mud, flung back in your face, why are you even doing it? There's no reason for you to do it. It doesn't benefit you to do it. It doesn't benefit you playing in the same mud you claim to hate so fucking much, because doing it doesn't net you a positive. It nets you a negative. It nets you a fucking negative. And it wouldn't be good for you. You would be better off not doing that. Oh my God. This motherfucker sells for $250. I can't sell it for $280. I can sell it for $250 though. What are Trump's policies? Apparently still the border. I couldn't tell you neither one of these niggas' policies. All I know for certain is somebody got on that stage and said, I have concepts of a plan. And I don't know how everybody just let that slide, but okay. I don't know how everybody unanimously let that slide, because the way I hear that is he has no idea. And when talking to people about that, I'm met with, well, why does he have to tell you his ideas? He's not the president yet. So why the fuck Kamala got to tell y'all anything? It's like, what's the fucking point of either one of them getting on stage, doing interviews, doing rallies, talking to people? What's the point? Well, what's the point of it then? There's nothing. Bro, I swear. I swear. Like some shit just confusing. Like, some shit just confusing. Trump is not going to abolish the IRS. Like, I just want y'all to know that. You're still going to be paying taxes to the IRS. I just want you to know that. That man will not destroy an entire institution based around collecting money off y'all. It ain't going to happen. It is not going to fucking happen. Sorry. You're still going to be dealing with it. It's still going to be there. There's a whole lot of gang shit, bro. I just got reminded that the Broncos lost to the fucking Ravens. It's like, bro, this team is fried. We need to fire Sean Payton. Send that motherfucker back to the Saints, bro. Just send that motherfucker back to the Saints, dog. Just send that man back to the Saints. I can't deal with that shit no more, bro. I just can't, bro. I just can't. Oh, man. Did y'all know some squirrel got shot? Some squirrel got shot and everybody's like up in arms about it. And I'm just sitting here like, how? Because the way it keeps being described to me is that the squirrel got shot for a justified reason. Now, I will say this with a straight face. How could you say that? Well, I don't know what happened. All I know is somebody made the claim that a squirrel got shot. I don't know how. Oh, man. I really don't care about some squirrel. Well, apparently, a lot of people do. Some have even tied it to, of course, the election. How? I don't know. Why? Because they're bored. Where is this? I saw this and I'm just like, oh, a squirrel got shot in Crossfire. And you know what's sick? Bro. You want to know the sick part? Is that they got people posting a picture of somebody who they think is the one that called to report a missing or like something in regards to like a squirrel. And I shit you not, I cannot participate in that. I can't, because if that ain't her, you motherfuckers are stupid. Where's this fucking Peanut the Squirrel thing? I feel so sorry for this guy. The government came and took his squirrel Peanut, which he's owned for 7 years, and another pet raccoon, and euthanized them both for no apparent reason. Peanut was the tweet right under this one is a picture of some lady, and knowing how conservatives are with just broadcasting people's faces without really doing due diligence, I cannot scroll down. I can't scroll down. Look at this shit. 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 What the fuck does this gotta do with Trump? When the government shows you and tells you who they are, believe them. Wow. I wonder if there were any other better examples of the government being scummy that don't have to do with a fucking raccoon. Okay.
So the election.
Shut up. Where's the... What is the synopsis of this Peanut the Squirrel shit? The Rolling Stone got to be the funniest shit ever. Here's why Trump's campaign is posting about a dead squirrel. Is this an article or a title of my YouTube videos? I am not giving my email to this fucking organization. You know what? Fuck you. What? Peanut the Squirrel sources think authorities were after porn, not animals. The agencies that raided a New York farm and seized Peanut the Squirrel were actually there because some official had a problem with porn. That's what some sources are connected to the Trump. You see how I can't take nothing serious? You see why I can't take nothing serious? Like, how? With a straight face, how would I take this seriously? Only Peanuts is crazy. As we reported, the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, and the Chemung County Health Department got a search warrant and showed up at Mark Longo's farm last week, seizing Peanut and Fred the raccoon under the pretext Longo broke the law by harboring two undomesticated animals. Okay. But here's the deal. Mark tells TMZ when officials showed up, they asked questions that had nothing to do with the animals. Mark says one of the first questions, do you have any cameras in your house? This seems telling because Mark and his wife are big on OnlyFans and have done porn on the... So wait a minute. Now, wait. I thought y'all was against sex work. What the fuck? What the fuck? Mark tells us, I think there's an ulterior motive here, and it seems that it has to do with my spicy social media presence, especially since other than taking the animals, they took no action against me. As we reported, authorities euthanized Peanut even though there was proof that the squirrel didn't have rabies. He had bitten Mark several times and it never showed any symptoms. Peanut has been an essential element of Mark's social media success in raising money for his animal rescue organization. Was he pimping out the squirrel? See how it could go in that route? And there's this. Although the search warrant says that there was probable cause to believe Mark committed a crime, he was issued no citation or other violation of the law. Nothing. He also says no one from any of the agencies in question has contacted him. But my question... I like how under it's Florida man arrested for trying to kill dump old shit you know. New York congressman demands answers over a squirrel? Peanut the Squirrel's owners are pursuing legal action. I mean, they have a right, depending on how that went down. Fake Trump statement on Peanut. Oh my God. Let's find the fake state. There have been horrible reports out of New York, my former home state, where the state environmental agents raided the home of Mark Longo and his wife. Mark was taken into custody for hours. None of this is true. And then this AI shit gotta stop. Fuck it. Repsion, tell me what I need to know.
Warning, this story is going to enrage you.
Did this story enrage any of you? I've been laughing for the past minute, not because somebody's pet got shot, but just because it just seems weird. Peanut is the new, no. Peanut would have been the new Harambe if the squirrel attacked a child. If that motherfucker would attack a child, yeah, I think more people would have been like, fuck Peanut. Fuck Peanut. But because that didn't happen in any brevity or capacity, fuck, here we are. Peanut needed to crash out first. I'll say it's sad because they did squirrel videos to raise tens of thousands for animal rescue and sanctuaries. Oh, well, I guess it could be sad in that respect, but I'll be honest, I have not been enraged by this. I've been quite gleeful. Do you mean if that squirrel protected a child? Yeah, right. Harambe protected that child. Yeah. Yeah. Why do you have to shoot a squirrel if they had caught it? I would like to think the only reason you're shooting this animal, what'd they do with the raccoon? Did they just take the raccoon? Did they just take the raccoon? Wait a minute. What the fuck? Because I feel like we all lost in this bitch right now. Wait a fucking minute. Why? I refuse to believe that motherfuckers just walked in, opened fire on a squirrel, and just left. I refuse. Is it legal to have a pet squirrel? Beloved Peanut, euthanized, blah, blah, blah. Fans have been in an uproar since the internet sensation Peanut the Squirrel was seized from his owner's home and euthanized by New York officials over what they said was an unfair killing of a beloved family friend. Peanut and a raccoon named Fred, see how they don't treat my animals, were both taken Wednesday from Mark Longo's home in the south central part of New York along the Pennsylvania border after the county's health department and New York Department of Environmental Conservation said in a statement they had been receiving reports about potentially unsafe housing of wildlife that could carry rabies and the illegal keeping of wildlife as pets. 2 days later, two agencies announced the two animals were euthanized, so they did get the raccoon, to test them for rabies, prompting outrage from the massive social media following. Longo and Peanut had amassed. Longo and Peanut's fans and even a lawmaker have decried the harshness and force with which they said that the raid was conducted. It's not, well, here's what might be a big issue for some of y'all. Here's what might be a big issue for some of y'all. It's not legal to keep wildlife as pets in many parts of the country, but people licensed as wildlife rehabilitators can legally care for them in New York as long as they plan to release them back into the wild once they are well. Oh, it's not clear whether Longo had gone through or begun the process of becoming a licensed wildlife rehabilitator, but he had also established a nonprofit called Peanut's Freedom Farm Animal Sanctuary. So if he's not licensed to do this shit, then he's fucked. But if he is licensed and he didn't release that fucking animal, he's also fucked again. They had applied for permits and they were in processing. Well, see, again, I don't mean to come off as cynical, but when were they doing this? Because it's to my understanding that they had this squirrel for quite a while. And if you don't believe that, Longo first took Peanut 7 years ago. Now, gonna be honest with y'all. I don't know. I'm not PETA. I don't work at the vet. I don't even like dogs that are bigger than any fucking thing. But if you have that motherfucker for 7 years and you trying to keep him, you got to let him go at some point. Peanut wouldn't even survive the wild, as the dude said before. His mother got hit by a squirrel and he tried to release him, but he wouldn't have survived. Peanut's mother got hit by a car. Oh, so tragic. But what's our metric for not knowing that this squirrel wouldn't survive? As somebody who knows nothing about squirrels in their lifespan, I'm asking. I know I usually sound like a cantankerous ass. But how does one lap this up and make this make any stretch of sense? Like how? Because in a grand scheme, I for one am like confused. I'm confused. Even bats, caretakers release them after some time. Beyond the rehabilitation process, but still, why not take the squirrel? Well, because somebody called. And again, there's this picture and this name going around. I'm not spreading that shit. You know why? Because if that's not who that is, ooh, some of y'all gonna get in trouble. Well, not really, because these motherfuckers post misinformation all the time and they don't get beat up for it. Is Shags live? Shags is live. Ooh, I might bother him. I might bother him. Is he live? This fucker is live. Stop talking to them people and talk to me.
Some other people that I know.
Leon, you want me to talk to you? Why? It's far more interesting to listen to these people on TikTok and see what they actually.
You're gonna get AIDS talking to these people. You're gonna get AIDS talking to people on TikTok.
They're all uninformed. Doesn't matter if they support Trump. Doesn't matter if they support Harris. They're all a bunch of uninformed nobody. But it's fun. It's fun to listen to, and in some small respect, I enjoy doing like a bit of research on it and like trying to fact check them. You're gonna get AIDS talking. One can hope. Pick me out quick. Why is this on light mode?
Me and Shag actually need to finish our conversation.
Pick me out of light mode, dude.
Because
we need to finish our conversation. We do, huh? What were we talking about?
We talking about your shitty ass.
Oh, I remember.
I will stop everything I'm doing to finish this conversation. Shut up. I will destroy the confines of everything regarding what I'm doing right now to continue this conversation steadfast. You fiend. I don't think he's gonna fucking answer. You fiend. You heathen of the night. He's not gonna fucking answer. How are you liking the Fortnite kicks? I don't even know what you're fucking referencing, good buddy. I don't even know what the fuck you're referencing.
Everyone, I don't know how to say this. I just want to say thank you to all of you. Peanut was the best thing that ever happened to us. And
it's not the porn or OnlyFans, buddy.
We got confirmation that they put him down. I want to continue to fight this fight as much as I can, but we need all of you to come together and help us. Please continue to help us raise money for the ongoing legal battles and for our nonprofit so we can keep this name alive. Thank you all.
We are going to continue to fight this battle. Again, we're not doing this to ask and plead and beg for money. That's not what this is about. We have a lot at stake here with our nonprofit and not finding the funding that we need to continue to help animals. So that's why we plead our case. Again, a lot of this fell on the back of a squirrel who...
They got to make a video in his own. A porn tribute for a dead rat dead rat, dead squirrel is crazy. How about we not suggest things like that, okay?
No longer with us because the government decided it was more important to take a...
And you know what's crazy? Everybody's saying peanut this, peanut that. What about Fred? See, that's how I know y'all don't care, because what about Fred? Y'all niggas leave it out Fred. They got 2 animals that died. We only care about 1. See? No love. I'm not reading that.
Fucking squirrel and a raccoon away from a very good family and a very good environment. Guys, we can't go further into our legal action, talking just yet, but just know that we are moving forward in that process. We have a group of well-versed people putting together a very, very nice civil case at the moment.
Yeah, bro. I can't even with like a straight face take you serious because you got like the emotes on TikTok live, which I'm not going to chastise you on too much because maybe that's something you can't turn off, but I just can't take it serious.
There is a lot of moving pieces in this puzzle. There is a lot of questions that need to be asked. Like I said before, in this raid, there should have been nobody asking my wife her immigration status. There was no reason to ask for cameras in the house. You came here for a squirrel and a raccoon and you raided my house for 5 hours. So you need to explain to us why that happened. And so there are a lot of unanswered questions that we want answers to. And if we don't get those answers, somebody better answer the bell when it comes time. This is not going to stop here. We're not going to allow this state to get away with it. And again, we are not politically affiliated with anybody. So for anybody to think that we're taking a side here, we are not. We are taking the side of the animals that we lost on this tragic day. We're taking...
Yeah. What the fuck is this? Justice for Peanut. Because, you can't let a tragedy go without any political fucking speak. Come on. Are you people new? Like
the side of the animals that we continue to rescue and continue to help the ones that we have at our sanctuary. And that's what I want everybody to understand. This is about animals and the unkind demise of 2 animals that did nothing but bring joy to this world. And we took their lives for what? We spent many
for that immigration. I can't. Let me stop.
Many dollars coming up with this investigation. The DEC officers came from Albany, which is 2 hours away. The state planned this. The state signed off on this. Multiple people in our government in the New York state signed off. They signed a death warrant for my 2 animals. And that's why...
Signed a death warrant for that immigrant.
We are sitting here
I need to stop. Stop me.
Today. Only tears my family apart, but Peanut was the cornerstone of our nonprofit animal rescue. And 10 to 12 DEC officers raided my house as if I was a drug dealer. I was sat outside my house for 5 hours. I had to get a police escort to my bathroom. I wasn't even allowed to feed my rescue horses breakfast or lunch. I was sat there like a criminal after they interrogated my wife to check out her immigration status.
I ain't gonna lie. What if in like the next fucking couple hours we find out this motherfucker was a drug lord? Like, what if we find out one of them was a drug lord, bro? Boy, that'd be funny. But it seemed like that's not the case at all. But it's like, why are they fucking going in, holding a motherfucker down for 5 fucking hours and not fucking giving him a reason as to why that's going on? Because that's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
Yes. Then proceeded to ask me if I had cameras in my house. Then proceeded to go through every cabinet, nook, and cranny of my house for a squirrel and a raccoon. Got a search warrant. 4 departments and a judge signed off on a search warrant for a squirrel and a raccoon. And then they took them and killed them. We haven't a clue. We don't know who made the complaints. Again, Peanut was an indoor squirrel, not harming anybody. He's been with us for 7 years. Not a single complaint was ever filed for this animal. We had him for 7.5 years. He became the world's most famous squirrel. We weren't hiding him by any means. He was all over TikTok. He became the first squirrel on TikTok to ever hit 1 million followers. He did every news station around the world. He's helped people. He's helped kids gather joy. And then we started a nonprofit animal rescue called Peanut's Freedom Farm to help animals like Peanut fight a good fight when they're in.
I know this is supposed to be serious, but one day in like 2019, I was walking in college and I saw this squirrel and I was like, ooh, squirrel, because I have the mind of a fucking labradoodle. And I just like slowly walk up to it. I slowly walk up to this fucking thing and I shit you not, it stands up and gets in a fight stance. Like the fucker got in a fight stance. And I'm like, bro, you good? I will eat you. Like...
a neglected case or they're sitting in a slaughter auction. And he was the cornerstone of our life and our organization. We used his platform to help raise money for the 300 animals we have at our sanctuary.
This is my personal belief that the government should play a very minimal role in your life and in my life. I don't really want them involved in
Thanks, Repsion.
anything outside of...
I thought you quit.
Doing what they're supposed to do from societal expectation, but they like to get involved in other people's business, clearly. What I want to know is why a judge signed off on this. Now, the internet has done what the internet has done, and the internet has already put out all the information on the judge and some of the people involved with the DEC.
Yeah, and that's why you fuckers are insane. What is putting out the judge's name gonna fucking do? The squirrel's dead. And if somehow some sycophant finds all this information and takes action into their own hands, and now that judge is dead, are we now gonna say this is what Peanut would have wanted? Bold fucking strategy, won't lie.
Specifically in New York, the Environmental Animal Services group that allegedly protect animals, but that's not what they
in Springfield. They're eating the dogs.
You know what's crazy? Ever since Joe Biden put in his 2 weeks, his 2-week notice, this motherfucker has sounded the most coherent. Have y'all seen Joe talk? This is the most coherent I've ever fucking heard this man. Like, really. It's like, damn, motherfucker. Why? If you'd have done this shit throughout the whole election, motherfuckers probably would have voted for you again.
They do. You know, it's crazy to me that big organizations like this, right, that spew how important animals and the environment is, are always the first ones to do terrible things to animals. Have you ever noticed that? Like, just...
Bro, animals suck, bro. Don't you get it? Don't you get it? Animals fucking suck. You think that's bad? You should see what we do to cows.
Take a look at PETA. You know, whether you're on the vegan spectrum or not, PETA has been known to like euthanize hundreds and hundreds of animals that it couldn't take care of because they just can't deal with things properly, right?
Theory is he was replaced with a doppelganger, and that's why I don't take you conspiracy theorists serious in any fucking thing, and I call you nut jobs.
Here you have this family that's adopted the squirrel Peanut for 7 years because, for those of you who don't know, the mother squirrel was hit by a car, and a baby squirrel was left unattended and was going to die. So this man took the squirrel in, named him Peanut, got him back to health after 8 months, let him back out into the wild, and what happened? The squirrel came back to its owner, to its father. And
no, that's not how that went. It's not his father. Just a fucking caretaker. Let's be real here. Let's use our fucking cognitive, whatever the fuck it's called.
He had a broken tail. So he's like, well, you know what? The squirrel can't take care of itself, so I'm just going to adopt it. And he Peanut became a social media sensation. The first squirrel in history to build over 1 million followers on TikTok. That's significant. A squirrel. This squirrel was personal, was docile, loving.
If y'all think this good, y'all should see that one motherfucker that takes care of a random pigeon that just shows up by his window every fucking day.
Cute. The videos on his TikTok speak for itself. I don't need to go into detail about how amazing this is to have an opportunity to raise a squirrel like this, but to have one so spunky with a personality and a character, right? And just to be able to see a squirrel interact in ways that we haven't really seen a squirrel interact with humans. Because it is a wild animal, but it's an innocent wild animal. This squirrel's not going to do anything to anybody. The government busts down the guy's door, gives him a search warrant, searches his house, and allegedly they claim, the government, of course, which, you know, how much can we actually trust of them? The government, one of the officers apparently was bitten by Peanut the Squirrel, which is why they took the squirrel and the raccoon, which I don't know why they had to take the raccoon, and euthanized them.
I mean, they took him for rabies testing, but if we are to believe that a motherfucker got bit in this process, then that would be a reason to bust open fire. Because if you going in with the belief that this motherfucker got rabies and you get bit by it, that'd be a way to go out. That would definitely be the punch card.
For rabies, allegedly. That's what's being claimed, which I didn't know that in order to test an animal for rabies, that you have to put them down for that process. I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. But what do I know? I'm not an animal expert or a professional in that realm of things. Now, I did come across this comment, which I did do some research on rabies itself, and apparently this is true. There's been no...
What a dumbass.
...recorded cases of a squirrel transmitting rabies. So that's a thing. Doesn't really surprise me that the government would try to use this as an excuse to cover something up that they did wrong, because welcome to a corrupt governmental system.
No, I don't care that Kai Cenat got swatted. You know why? Because it's swatting. Who could possibly care? Swatting will only get to a point. It really won't. No, it will. Swatting will never stop.
It doesn't care about you or anybody else other than destroying good things that people love. That's what the government does best. Now, I've also seen some detractors say, well, you know, this family should have had a license for the squirrel. They should have a license for the raccoon.
That's true. They should have. And apparently, from, I don't know which one of y'all said it, there's a fucking license. There's a fucking license that they were getting processed, which 7 years it took for that. Took 7 years for y'all to get that license processed? I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. Seems kind of off.
Okay, even then, sure, the state get involved. You need a license for this animal. The government can take the animal, and then when they get a license, get the animal back. Like, that's all you really have to do. But here's the thing about that, is that the government doesn't care about you. The government wants to punish its citizens, and this is a clear example of the government punishing its citizens. The government wants to punish you rather than help you. That much is clear all around the U.S.
So am I supposed to ignore that they had this thing for 7 years and probably didn't get that thing processed throughout these 7 years? Like when was the process of them getting that license? That'll give me every indication I need to know about who's going to be fairly responsible for why this animal got whacked.
Okay, this is not just even specific to an animal issue. If you know anything about how the VA works with its veterans, well, you know what I mean. I think it's barbaric. The government can just walk into your house with a piece of paper and then take the life of an animal. Like, that's scary to me. That's crazy. And then here's the other thing is that the government almost gets everything wrong, almost all of the time. Why? You know, they're just following orders, guys. The government, these people who went in and did their job, they're just following orders. That's what they were told to do. You see, that in itself is the issue. Them just following orders. You have government officials who are robots, who just do what they're told regardless of the outcome of effect it has on people around them. People who cannot think logically for themselves, that just do what they're told regardless of who it harms. Government agencies are...
Repsion, is that you? Did you die and get cloned? What happened here? This doesn't sound like the Repsion I remember. Sounds like an all new here at 11 Repsion. Fuck! I just let this motherfucker just run up for like 30 yards.
Are stupid. The people who run them are stupid. But it is a traversity that this was something that even happened. To take away someone, to go into somebody's house and take away their animals, crazy. Like, I have a dog laying on my bed right over here, right?
Don't you fucking dare compare this shit. Repsion, don't you dare. Don't you dare.
And if somebody busted down my door, even with a search warrant, and took my dog or tried to take my dog, I'm a firearm owner, man. I'm going to...
You're gonna die. Oh, that'll be the end of little old Rep. That Rep. I know you love your little animal, but how about we not think, unless that dog has rabies, unless that fucking dog got rabies, there's really no reason your dog's getting yoinked from you, buddy. There's no reason your dog's getting taken from you, my son.
I'm going to go to prison for manslaughter. I don't care if it's a cop. I don't care if it's an FBI agent. I don't care who it is. You bust down my door.
Repsion. It's not how you handle it, Birdie. It's not how you handle that, Birdie. You're not John Wick. You're more like John Prick. This is not how you do it.
Door and try to take my animal, there's going to be a firefight, and not verbally. Like, I will die for my animal. Like, you can't...
Congratulations. You're dead. The animal's now without a home. Hooray! You did it. This is a dumbass fucking... This is some dumbass logic.
You've seen the documentary, Don't Screw with Cats, right? Like, that stuff's crazy. People who harm animals, which is what the government did here. They harmed it. They took an animal out of an owner's house and euthanized it. They euthanized it.
No, it's not for a squirrel. It's for his fucking dog bird. It's a dog bird.
Why is it these organizations like PETA, they euthanize more than they actually save?
Why the fucking niggas bringing up PETA? What did PETA do? PETA has not been thought about the entire year. PETA's about to get 1 day of reference, and that's going to be on a random Thursday for Thanksgiving. That is it. That is the last time. That is going to be the first and last time PETA will be brought up for the entirety of the year. PETA's going to come out with some poster, picture, promo, or commercial that will essentially mean nothing except conversation to ruin somebody's literal 30 seconds of Thanksgiving. Then they are going to fucking... I'm not playing this fucking... It's not a fucking fag, bro. Like... PETA's got news this year. Guess what? Nobody knew about that shit. Nobody knew about it. Nobody knew about that shit at all. No one was gonna know. I wasn't gonna know. Guess what? I don't even care. You know when I'm gonna care? On Thanksgiving when they post some weird promo.
Why do they do that? Why? You have a family that loves and cares and who has a nonprofit organization. Now, I've read some other statements, apparently government officials saying that the squirrel was being exploited. What, by social media? The squirrel was in a loving, happy home. Now, I have to say this allegedly, but a woman from Texas was the one who made...
Repsion, don't you dare show this fucking lady's face. Repsion? Repsion! He shows the fucking lady's face. Repsion, you fucking moronic.
Made anonymous reports towards his family because allegedly she was upset and jealous that...
Listen, I would just go ahead and do this and y'all just gonna listen to it.
a squirrel had more social media followers than her. I'm also of the personal belief that people who harm animals or who go out of their way to abandon animals specifically, you know those people, you see those videos, right, of people like driving on the highway or to a secluded area and somebody's ring camera picks up somebody dropping their animal, their dog or cat or whatever, just off out in the middle of nowhere, right? But a camera caught them, and they get usually charged for things like that. But I know this is going to sound crazy, and I know this is an extreme take, but I'm going to just say what I say and say what I think, and this is what I believe. I'm telling the internet this is what I believe. People who abandon animals like that, okay, who drop an animal off in the middle of nowhere and drive away, dogs, they deserve to be put up on a stand, wrists bounded, right?
Hi. Hold on. Maybe I just zoned out for a second. Let me hear that again.
Out of their way to abandon animals specifically. You know those people, you see those videos, right, of people like driving on the highway or to a secluded area and somebody's ring camera picks up somebody dropping their animal, their dog or cat or whatever, just off out in the middle of nowhere, right? But a camera caught them, and they get usually charged for things like that. But I know this is going to sound crazy, and I know this is an extreme take, but I'm going to just say what I say and say what I think, and this is what I believe. I'm telling the internet this is what I believe. People who abandon animals like that, okay, who drop an animal off in the middle of nowhere and drive away, dogs, they deserve to be put up on a stand, wrists bounded, right? And I think you should take a machete, and I am dead ass, slice their hands off. Slice their hands off. Right? Like, if you're willing to do the physical action of abandoning an animal.
You know them people who, like, don't really get next to anywhere in life? You know them people that, like, no relationship, no nothing, and then they just really love their animals? This is them. Y'all about to hear me say I don't give a fuck about something. From Ahsoka herself. You heard, or himself, I don't know which you are. You heard Lion Maker return, the person who legit raped a child and got sentenced to time served and was given 5 years probation. This was in the Netherlands, and he appeared in the H3H3 Discord. You know, that somewhat huge Minecraft YouTuber. I want you to see me say, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. We're talking about a guy who wants your hands cut off if you abandon a dog and you bringing up some motherfucker I don't know about. How do you not know about? My bad, I don't watch Chris the Narc every day, bro. Like, I don't know about this nigga and all this bullshit. He a rapist? Fuck him. Oh my God, he returned, as if this motherfucker went on some excavation for 30 years and now has returned. It's not your fault. It's a lot of content creators' fault. I hate when shit get worded like it's an episodic TV show. I hate that. I despise that. I despise how shit get worded like it's a telenovela. He's returned. Like, so? Where did he go? And by the way, who cares? He's a rapist.
Or harming an animal, or euthanizing an animal that does not deserve to be euthanized. There's no,
You literally can't watch Chris the Narc every day. His upload schedule is horrendous. Just go ahead and screenshot that. And guess who I'm about to send that to? This motherfucker about to be, what the fuck? Never a truer statement has ever been said. I love it. I love life. I love how life blesses you and I. I love it. I love it. Leonardo chooses violence. I mean, fuck. What did you want from me? Hydrate. What the fuck am I hydrating for? What do you want? What do you want? Like, I have to exist on this fucking plantation. You know what's crazy? You just sat here and told me that. I don't know what you expected out of me. I don't know if you expected me to, like, jump. Be like, oh gosh, Lion Maker. You realize I have no background knowledge about whoever the fuck Lion Maker is. You somehow stream more than Chris now? Another reason for him to ban me from his channel. Bro. I don't know what's been going on with me, bro. I've just been streaming. I've just been kicking back. I don't care. This is why I love how I operate. This is why I love it. This is why I love it. You know why? Because I just sit back, I vibe with this community of hooligans. And, you know, I just kick back. I kick my feet back. And I relax, baby. That's all I could ever do. That's all I could ever hope for. It's like, motherfuckers will look at me and be like, oh my God, this person has more followers than you. It's like, do they really? Does it matter? Oh God. I want to watch Family Guy. Well, go watch Family Guy. Watch whatever your heart desires, Bookie.
Overwhelming health issue with that animal.
You reached the final stage of Zen. Is it really the final stage of Zen? Or is it me just, like, life is life. Life is life, and life be life, you know? If you don't just relax just a little bit, you're going to go insane. And you know whose fault that's going to be? Yours. Why do you think tomorrow, while all these people lose their collective minds tomorrow, I'm going to be in my fucking pajamas and I'm going to be watching movies. I'm going to be watching TV. Like, I'm going to find a video that I could record. But then after that, boy, I'm a ghost until tomorrow when I stream on the main channel to figure out who won. Why? Why not?
Then that's what you deserve.
I'm so glad it's almost over. It's the crazy part. The video that's going to be uploaded in like 4 hours is titled, It's Almost Over.
The government should not be allowed to just bust down your door, walk in and say, hey, we're going to search your house for 5 hours for a raccoon and a squirrel because we got some anonymous reports, you know? Sadly, our government doesn't...
Oh, I can't keep showing this because... I can't show this because he eventually shows a picture of the lady, and I will not be contributing to this.
Really take reporting very seriously because this is how they would rather spend. We taxpayers would rather spend our money. The people of New York would rather spend your money giving it to these people who don't actually do things that they should be doing out in the world. Maybe putting criminals in prison or doing things that their job actually.
Boy, sounds like a fucking. Boy, sounds like he's about to turn into a political channel. Yes, sir.
Tires like actual animal abuse cases, but no, we got to focus on the squirrel because some woman from Texas decided to submit complaints. Allegedly, this is the woman Monica Kasler, but.
He just said the name. Oh, rap. Ill practice, buddy. Ill practice, bud. But if I...
We got to focus on the squirrel because some woman from Texas decided to submit complaints. Some alleged...
Wait, where did this happen? Texas? Texas? Wait a minute. A woman in Texas? But this happened in Las Vegas. What the fuck? Something not passing my Y'all know my authentic 100% accurate sniff test? It seems somewhat moronic. Well, Leon, it's nice to see your channel while it lasted. Well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to get in trouble for this shit. I'm not going to get in trouble for this shit at all. I'm going to be just fine.
Allegedly, this is the woman, Monica Kasler, but allegedly that's who this person was who got this squirrel and raccoon thrown into the government hands and euthanized. It's also alleged that she said that she wanted this rat put down because apparently she was jealous that the squirrel had more social media followers than her.
Nose gang? The fuck are you talking about? Are you making a Jewish joke?
Again, I say this all allegedly. This is what's out right now. The internet does get things wrong from time to time, but from what I've seen and other information I've seen of this woman.
So what the fuck are you promoting this shit for? If you don't have a concrete set of circumstances that this is who did it, why? Why? Because if it end up not being that bitch... Oh, well, at least I said allegedly. No, you fucking balding cretin.
Monica, you deserve the worst. In situations like this, where somebody is found to have done something horrible and getting a pet euthanized just because you can.
Bro, not because of rape. Nothing of the sort. Nothing of the sort. Like, because you phoned in a squirrel having rabies, or presumably in your mind having rabies. You now deserve your hands cut open. Okay.
I believe we should euthanize you, Monica. What up?
Wow! This is... Rep, what the fuck? Rep, what's going on, buddy? You all right? Blue face, baby.
Ugly name. What a Karen type of name. I think people like you, when the internet finds out who you are, and I don't say this about many folks, okay, this is a rare instance that I'm saying this, but this is an extreme case, and sometimes extreme cases deserve an extreme response. That's how I feel. People like Monica, right? I pray that every day the internet ruins your life. The internet doxes you. The internet...
Over a dog. I keep saying a dog. Over a squirrel, bro? Like, you want somebody to be harassed for the rest of their life over a squirrel? I ain't gonna lie, Rep. You on your own on this one, champion. Oh, no. This is, This ain't it. I can't co-sign. Usually, you know, I'm usually on my dog Repsion's side. You know, we cool and whatnot. We play Dead by Daylight like once in a blue moon. We play Dead by Daylight once in a blue moon. I'm the best survivor of all time, but you want somebody euthanize over a squirrel is some wild shit. Champion, that's some wild shit. I can't even sit here in front with you.
It goes above and beyond to ruin your life to a point that you can't operate on a day-to-day basis, and you feel so much guilt and shame for what you did that you take an object.
Repsion. Choose your words carefully.
This, and you put it to your skull.
Repsion. Rep?
Okay. And you think about how much of a horrible, miserable piece of shit that you are, and you're not alive yourself. That's what I believe that you should do, Monica. Assuming this, you're the culprit who did this, which from everything I've looked at, it seems like it's pretty fair the case that you're the one who did it. You're the one behind a large...
And what if it's not? That's the sick part. What if it's not? What if that's not who that is? You just begging a lady to shoot herself? Are there any sane comments under this video? I don't even want to look. I don't even want to look, to be honest with you. I don't even want to look. But you know what? Let's look. Imagine being jealous of a squirrel. That poor animal must have been terrified. A woman living in Texas complaining about a squirrel who lives in New York. How insane is that? That don't even like make too much sense to me. Like, that's where my alarm bell is starting to go off. Like, you in Texas calling about something in New York. Like, something right there don't add up at all. Like, something right there just don't correlate. Too many Karens, too much government, rip Peanut and Fred. 6 to 8 officers ransacked his own, forcibly removed them from their house, seized their pets, and put them down without consent. I really don't need consent. What the fuck is this? The woman in question that apparently made the complaint also apparently sells cold and flu syrups made of stuff like elderberries without a license. Also, I keep saying allegedly because I can't find the Facebook post. We believe in Facebook. We believe in Facebook, bro. We believe in Facebook. Ah, come on. We believe in Facebook, bro. We really about to sit here and believe Facebook of all Facebook? Facebook, bro? Fucking Facebook, bro? Nothing else? We believe in Facebook, bro? What the fuck? Facebook, bruh? We can't believe nothing. We believe in Facebook? Like, Facebook, bruh? Like, he confident in this shit, too.
Some shit that you are. And you're not alive yourself. That's what I believe that you should do, Monica. Assuming that you're the culprit who did this, which from what...
Assuming you're the culprit. What the fuck? Why are you begging somebody to blow their brain out and you don't even know if they did it? My mans, you good, Brody?
Well, everything I've looked at, it seems like it's pretty fair the case that you're the one who did it. You're the one behind a large portion of all of this. That's what I hope you do. I hope your life is ruined. And I mean what I'm saying right now. I know it's an extreme take, but you know what? Again, extreme takes require extreme responses when people do extreme things. Because Peanut did not deserve to have his life taken away because of some woman from Texas who doesn't even live in the state wanting to get involved because of whatever reason, right?
It's like the thing that's like really going off, the thing that's really ringing my alarm bells is that you know this bitch from Texas. How is she getting the address of wherever this dude live? Because I refuse to believe that that's public knowledge. I refuse to believe that, oh my God, this guy, his address is this. He's housing squirrels. Oh, by the way, I live in Texas. And somehow this reaches all the way to New York by the Pennsylvania border. And I'm not saying it's not plausible for somebody to phone in the cops from another state. I'm saying, all right, what's our metric here?
Anonymous complaints. But here's the thing about anonymous complaints, okay? I dealt with anonymous complaints myself.
And how the fuck that? Wait a minute. Say it again.
Extreme things. Because Peanut did not deserve to have his life.
Oh my God. My earphones just said no.
But you know what? Again, extreme takes require extreme responses when people do extreme things. Because Peanut did not deserve to have his life taken away because of some woman from Texas who doesn't even live in the state wanting to get involved because of whatever reason, right? Anonymous.
My kid had a school shooter threat. They didn't notify the parents until after school started. What the? Yeah. Y'all worried about dogs and squirrels and bears? Oh my.
Complaints. But here's the thing about anonymous complaints, okay? I dealt with anonymous complaints myself. We had a whole legal issue last year. And with anonymous complaints, they're not anonymous, okay? They say anonymous, but you get a good lawyer, which apparently he has. You can actually subpoena the complaint forms of anonymous reporting.
So wait a minute. Something about this is bad. Like, something about this is off. So it was an anonymous complaint, but somehow in the span of, I think, a day, if not two, motherfucker got a good lawyer, got a subpoena, got the information, and who broadcasted that to the public? Yeah, something about this don't pass the Leon sniff test. Something about this shit wrong. Something about this shit don't seem right, because we find out this happened. They do these interviews. Supposedly she was bragging about it on Facebook. Well, I can't fucking tell because Facebook gone. Apparently the Facebook gone. What's happening? Oh, some squirrel got shot, and our good buddy on the screen here wants the person who called the hit in dead. It's like, what's our metric? Where are we seeing? Oh, well, apparently she was posting it on. Was it? I don't do apparentlys. I need certainties here. Because motherfuckers putting a hit out on this bitch. Motherfuckers cheering her demise and shit like that. It's like, I'm gonna need a citation or something on this motherfucker at least.
I know this because I did it myself in my own legal issue, and I had pre-knowledge that other people legally didn't know that I had, because the reports through the anonymous reporting system gave their exact location, their IP address, and a bunch of other information that you have to go through. You have to pay a lot of money for, but you can subpoena anonymous report records. So I hope to God, if this man is watching this video by any chance, that's what you do, man. Have your lawyer subpoena whatever report form or whatever report the agent.
I ain't gonna lie, if you end up watching this video in support of trying to rationale, hey bro, you might be some type of a dumbass. Now, I'm looking to see, based off of that name, I'm not going to repeat that name. But it seems like no one has like any screenshot verifying that she was bragging about this. And apparently, somebody's getting interviewed. Oh, Angie, what a perfect time to show up. We're talking about your favorite subject, squirrels getting shot. He said, oh. Be careful what you repost and share over the next several days. They have no answer to free speech except to flood the space with fake stories. There will undoubtedly be real election fraud uncovered. Oh, my God. Why is it always... If this motherfucker wins, it's, oh, my God, what a victory. Oh, my God, what a victory. But if he loses, oh, my God. I'm still looking because I want to see. Oh, I have a screenshot. Do I watch the what? I forgot it was near election day. Yeah, it's tomorrow. Aren't you excited to hear about how the world's going to end, no matter which one you vote for? I can't fucking... I will not participate in showing any of this. You're on your own in terms of finding all this shit. We're going to the workplace and then we track down a person speaking on a screenshot. I feel like this is going to be something to where we see how it goes for the remainder of the week. Who knew that right at the end of it all, we would finally get away from the McDonald's talk to now talk about a squirrel. And I'm just waiting to see how it all ties into the election tomorrow.
Agency used for the reporting system, they have that information and you can get it from the subpoena. And I would recommend doing that because then you can really find out who did this stuff. And the internet can really go ham and do what it deserves to do towards evil people like this woman, Monica.
Our metric here is kind of bad. The internet could do what it needs to do. What? What does it need to do, Rep? What does the internet need to do in this case? Why is the squirrel so important? All right, so context, because you're in the same boat as me. Royally fucking confused. It's a social media squirrel that gained a lot of traction, helped bring in some money towards animal, I'm not going to say shelters, but like animal care, animal fundraisers, all that type of stuff. And somebody phoned in that, hey, I don't like this squirrel. It might have rabies or some shit like that. And fucking feds come in. They start asking questions about immigration, I guess, and cameras. They find the squirrel, and apparently the reason that it got whacked was because it bit somebody or because they needed to test the dead animal for rabies. So they popped one in the squirrel, they popped one in the raccoon, but no one cares about the raccoon, apparently. Yeah. What animal rights justices we have here. What animal rights carers we got here. That we're not equally bringing up the raccoon because the raccoons have a history of being dirty. And squirrels get saved by whatever silly ass metric y'all have for these fucking animals. I'm more mad about the fucking raccoon. And we have this guy saying, "Hey, I hope you kill yourself because of what you did." Which, wow. Thanks. You didn't really help the situation at all either.
Monica. This man started a nonprofit organization for helping animals. This was all funded by the internet. You know, the internet is a tool for doing powerful things in the lives of people and animals. But it also, when one bad apple decides, hey, I don't...
Oh, Lord. Are you about to sit here and say that the internet... Please don't say the internet is about to be a source of good for openly harassing somebody who you still can't verify is the person.
I don't like this. I am going to take away the joy of millions of people. You know, it only takes one bad apple to ruin the entire bunch. And it just happens to be that's what this happened. It's sad, but this is the case that happened. And karma is going to get you.
I just want you to know, Repsion, your logic here in, hey, this one bad apple is going to ruin the entirety of the good of the internet. I need you to understand that the internet already had its tainted water. And this is not really something that's going to taint it even more, unless it turns out that the woman you broadcasted on your YouTube channel is not that woman, in which case the internet is going to have fun harassing somebody, which it wouldn't be her fault. It would be your fault for further poisoning the well of an already poisoned well.
All right. People who reported this squirrel, karma's going to get you. And when it does, nobody's going to feel sorry for you. And reminder, there's always the option, okay, of this and this. That's the best result for you. Let evolution...
And condoning... Meaden, if you're still here, Chris the Narc has responded to your comment about his upload schedule. He says, and I quote, "Yeah, my shit is ass. Uploads are dog shit. Because I'm fucking working and living life, brother. And I only cover stuff I have interest in. If I'm bored, I don't talk." I responded, skill issue. Skill issue. Think he would private the video and hope no one sees it if he's wrong? I mean, there's the possibility that he's correct in who it is he broadcasted. But if this turns out to be more than just, random hit in on a squirrel, yeah, somebody gonna have to get in his ear and say, shut this shit off. Because I'm a little bit confused as to how we're just doing this full throttle and just peppering it with allegedly this and allegedly that. I've never been on the side of that. I never thought that shit worked to begin with. I never thought just saying allegedly saves anything. Arguably, I think it just makes it all worse. I just think it really makes it all worse. They needed a distraction, and they went for this low fruit. For anyone who, listen, quick side note, for anyone who wasn't here for the last stream where I just made fun of that freak named Grums, somebody left a comment saying, Grums is good. Quit hating. F all that. Woke shit. 95% of us are sick of that shit everywhere, especially games. Now, you could be tired of woke shit all you want. Not really going to burn your feet for that one. What I'm going to need you to do with like a straight face is not condone spreading lies. If y'all could do that, I'll be fine. But because I know a lot of you can't do that is often the reason why I make fun of you. But there's only a few more seconds of this video.
Evolution, let guilt, let shame, let internet crucifixion do its job.
Internet what? Internet crucifixion. Say that again?
That's the best result for you. Let evolution, let guilt, let shame, let internet crucifixion do its job.
I feel like he might have said crucifixion. Which also doesn't really make sense either, but LOL meet the finest of LOLs.
And have your life ruined.
Y'all want to see what I'm going to end up buying? Since we're still like fixating on this. Because I found out about this last night and I'm just like, whoa, buddy, I didn't know that this thing existed. Now I want it. I didn't know that this thing existed. I did not know. I did not know. Bros. There's a new one. There is a new Shure microphone. It's called the Shure SM7DB. And it's got a toggle on the fucking back to where you could put 28 plus fucking dB. And it has Shure on the side of it. I'm gonna buy 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 it. Gonna buy it. Showing us your Christmas list? Yep. I'm definitely showing you what I'm gonna get. Yep. I'm definitely gonna buy this. I'm definitely gonna buy this. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna buy this. I'm gonna wait for the price to go down. I'm gonna wait for the price to go down. The slideshow rotation? What are you talking about? Yeah. Look at it. Look how good it look. Come on now. Come on. Look how good that thing look. Like, come on. Look at its ass. Come on, man. Look at its ass. My voice is already buttery. My voice is already buttery. Imagine if it was even more buttery. Mic shopping? I mean, yes, look at it. Look at it. Just look at its ass. Look at its bottom. Look at all those things I could play with. Are you going to buy that because your current mic is having a brain hemorrhage? I don't even know what you're fucking talking about. I don't even know what you're talking about, buddy. You need to get into voice acting? Why does everybody say that? Leave me alone. Stop fucking harassing me. Why do I have to get into that? Why? For what? What's the purpose? What's the goal? What's the reason? But I know Black Friday is coming. So whatever this is, it's going to go down. When's Black Friday? When's Black Friday? What's that? That's more important than Thanksgiving. Black Friday's on the 29th. Black Friday is on the 29th. Just so you know, if I end up with this on in December, if I sound even slightly different, I got the mic. Why? There's no reason for me to have ASMR. Like, leave me alone. I'm not good at speaking softly. Like, come on, man. You do better voice acting. What are you talking about? Listen, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. If you want to see me do ASMR, there's a YouTube channel called like Chick Tries ASMR where we did like a whole stream of just ASMR. ASMR cooking videos win. You'll never get that. You're going to get the most incoherent babble out of me doing cooking videos. Oh, and by the way, gonna say it now. End of Thanksgiving, somewhere at the end of November, you're going to see a video on the cooking channel of me making pies. Why at the end of November and why not now? It's because I said so. I'm going to try to make a pie. I'm gonna try and make a pie. If I fail, just know I tried. Because guess what? Me trying is better than any of you. You fuckers don't fucking do anything. You all just bitch. I make the attempt. What flavor? You'll find out. Sweet or savory? You'll find out. Ew, that was in my ear. Baby, I could do a lot in your... Let me stop. Let me fucking stop. Let me fucking stop. Let me fucking stop. But look at this thing, bro. Like, look at this thing. It looks so beautiful. There's videos of this fucking... Look at... It's almost like a penis. It's almost like a penis. Oh, my God. It might have us a penis, Mike. Oh, God, it does kind of look like a penis. Yeah. I don't know why I get so excited to just let you all know that the penis mics exist. Also, anybody with a fucking Stream Deck XL, you have no life. There's no reason for this. All right, first of all, Orlando Brown is slow. Orlando Brown is slow. Let's get our facts straight here. I hope whoever monitors my college's Wi-Fi isn't hearing your lips inches away from the penis mic. I mean, now it is. Now it's inches away. But now I'm backed up. Now I'm a little bit backed up. Jesus Christ. It's gonna be apple. Why are you all assuming the pie? Like, I can make pumpkin. Like, what's wrong with you? I can make pumpkin pie. All right, let's finish this.
Those are my thoughts. What do you think of this story? Peanut the Squirrel, Fred the Raccoon, their lives are gone, all because of the government. Because the government doesn't know how to properly do their resources and put money where it needs to be actually spent. And the judge, whew, well, the judge, you got your own problem already. The internet's already doing what it's doing. You know?
Yes. Psychological warfare for a fucking squirrel. That's what we need. And let's fucking harass a judge. Yay. What does a Stream Deck even do? Well, considering I have one right in front of me right now, it helps me easily transition at the press of a button from my start screen to the gaming section to the react section. It also fucking, when I want to play PC games, I got the PC button. It allows me to play certain sound bites like this. Or this. Or this.
Go fuck yourself.
Like, it does a lot. It does a lot for me in the given moment. It does what it needs to do. That's what it does. That's what it does. Fraud-wise, yeah. That was a complete rip from the Black Hokage. But I think he'll let me slide because it's not even his audio. So, you know, I should be let slide. What are you using that sparkle thing for? What sparkle thing? Are you talking about this? It's not a sparkle. That's not a sparkle at all. That's the fucking draft theme song. Or soundbite. What the fuck? What is wrong with you people?
Go fuck yourself.
That's what you need to go do. Like, hello? What the fuck? Yes, that's the fucking sound that gets made when motherfuckers start talking about who's gonna get drafted. In sports, not you fucking army veterans. But yeah, that's what a Stream Deck does. This was what mine does, and this is like a mini one. They got them fucking fat ones. They got all those buttons on it, and I just sit there and I'm like, why? What's the purpose of even having that? Drafted racism? I mean, if that's what you call it. Speaking of racism, let's watch why I'm not worried about the election. Because it's Election Day Eve!
believe. Is this Tuesday, and have you noticed that everyone is worried as hell?
Democracy is literally at stake.
And 2024 is the final battle. That's going to be the big one.
The future of America and the future of civilization is at stake. I mean, we're going to be fully Mad Max, you know?
Okay, I know Elon thinks he's Furiosa, but he's clearly Immortan Joe. He's even got an army of tattooed idiots who would...
I just left that video. Well, good for you. You're going to either watch it again or quit.
...die to protect him. But look, it's not just Elon. Almost everyone I know is worried sick about the election, and I understand why. People's actual lives are at stake. The right to make decisions about your own body, the right to protest, the right to even exist in America as an immigrant. All of them depend on the outcome. But despite all of that, I want to tell you that I am genuinely not worried about this election. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why. But first, I want to remind you that I'm going on tour. Coming up soon, I'm headed to Denver, Austin, and I try to make slow, small improvements to the status quo. You know, protect a couple rights, give a little bit of economic help to the poor, but, you know, not nearly enough. And hopefully keep on our girl, Lena Khan, so she can keep breaking up those monopolies. Love you, girl. Is that sexual harassment to Lena Khan? Whatever, we're a fan here. Life in America will not fundamentally change under a Harris administration. They won't upend our economic system, which is destroying the planet and impoverishes millions. They definitely won't stop Israel from flattening Gaza. But, you know, a couple things might get a little bit better, otherwise business as usual. But if it's tails, we go down a much darker path. If we believe Trump about what he says he's going to do, and I really think we should, he's going to deport...
I had a random question, and I feel like the only person who was going to answer it with honesty, or the only two, are Barton and Ahsoka. Did Trump say that he wants like some chick hit with a couple bullets? Like, I know I'm paraphrasing the fuck out of that. And whatever answer you give me on that one, the next question is, did he sit there and say like he wouldn't have a problem with the media getting shot before he gets shot? Like, I know I specifically just put two of y'all like at the front of the bus, but I feel like y'all are the only two that are going to answer that fucking question, honestly. Because I keep seeing videos about Trump said this, Trump said that, and I didn't even bother to watch them. I did not bother to fucking watch them because it's just like, I'm tired. He said he wanted Liz Cheney to be given a rifle and sent to war since she's a war hawk. Okay, what about the other one? What about the, hey, I'd rather you get, you know what? There's a better way to do this. There's a better way for me to do this. Oh, wait, no. I won't distract myself with that. I feel like I could find it if I just go through this Twitter account, because this Twitter account posts nothing but like Trump L's all the time. Trump to someone off stage, tell him no. I don't think that's it. Michelle, I was so nice to her out of respect. She hit me the other day. I was going to say, am I allowed to hit? What? I don't even want to watch this shit. I want this shit to be over with. The sad part is it won't be. Why don't I just type in Trump Liz Cheney? I feel like that would be the better way to do this. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth. It's better to do that. It's better when you're fucking disseminating information that you don't just fucking randomly believe things from other people. All right. This seems like it would be helpful. Feels like I'm living in an alternative reality from mainstream media. Just saw headlines about Trump's comments about Liz Cheney being shot and thought, damn, that's bad. What the fuck did he say now? So I went and found the actual clip to get the context attached. Trump effectively said, and I'm paraphrasing, she's a war hog. Let's see how she likes war. If you get a rifle and she's got 9 barrels shooting at her, they are all war hawks. When they're sitting in Washington saying, let's send 2,000 troops to fight the enemy, I thought Democrats have always used this type of example towards Republicans calling for war. Is being anti-war now a bad thing? How are the major outlets publishing these types of headlines? Arizona's top prosecutor is apparently investigating this as a possible death threat. When there's clear evidence and people can see the actual footage for themselves, they can see the mainstream media is purposely destroying the news. This does nothing to instill confidence in the public and further fuse division. Trump says Liz Cheney might not be such a war hog if she had rifles shooting at her. Trump says war hog Liz Cheney should be fired upon in escalation. Trump says Liz Cheney might not be such a war hog if she had rifles shooting at her. Trump suggests Liz Cheney should be shot. Trump draws outrage after saying Cheney should have guns trained on her face. Now let's see what he actually said.
And Cheney was so, he said, I really want to thank you. He said, now I'm so glad that I actually endorsed you. It's amazing, but that you would do this. And I didn't speak to him about it. But then, go a couple of years forward or go now, And I don't blame him for sticking with his daughter, but his daughter's a very dumb individual, very dumb. She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face. You know, they're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into the mouth of the enemy. But she's a stupid person. And I used to I'd have meetings with a lot of people, and she always wanted to go to war with people. And
I ain't gonna lie, saying the guns trained on her face part, wild as fuck. I can see how this is viewed very badly for him. However, it's not as drastic as it was made seem to me. Now, I want to find this fucking other one. Because I saw like 3 seconds of another clip of him like saying, oh, the media, I wouldn't have a problem if the media got shot before me. It's like, This is full unedited footage of Trump being shot. It's not what I want to hear. Trump is okay with media members being shot. This is who you want. Okay. This might be it. This might be it. This might be it.
Somebody would have to shoot through. To get me, somebody would have to shoot through the fake news. And I don't mind that so much, because I don't mind.
That's bad. It's not something that should be said. That's a big no-ski. That's a big no-ski. You wouldn't mind media members getting shot before the guns are drawn on you? That's a bad look. That's a bad look. That's a bad look. But they were saying the shooter had one job. Now, I'm going to ask you a question in honesty. Was that the media saying that? Did the media say the shooter had one job? Because I'm with you that a lot of these fucking fringe TikTokers said that shit because that's well documented. But did the media say that shit? I saw the memes. Yeah, these are memes. I'm asking you to now share with me a media personality getting on national television and saying the shooter had one job. There are 60 plus gravestones in the Sims inventory. Y'all gonna make me go on a rant about the Sims again. It's just like, bros. I always had faith in Jen Mattis, and he said Trump is dangerous because he acts like a 5th grader. He isn't as anti-war as he lets on. But hey, when you're a veteran or any military serviceman criticizing Trump, apparently you're a liberal who's lost their mind. Still waiting on how we correlated that one, by the way. Still gonna be waiting with bated breath on how we correlated that together.
20 million.
I gotta go, I guess. What do you mean you guess? Are you leaving or are you not leaving?
People, which is ethnic cleansing. He's going to work to take the right to abortion and gender-affirming care away from women and queer people. And plus, he'd likely get to appoint 2 more Supreme Court justices, which would mean all that shit would be locked in until Gen Alpha kids are saying skibbity toilet at their retirement parties. Not to mention, if you're worried about Gaza, well, Trump would be even fucking worse on that. Now, you might be thinking that the reason I'm not worried about the election is because I'm a white guy and those things don't affect me. And that is not.
It's true. You got that privilege, buddy. You're toe tapped. You're fine. It's those ethnics that got the real issue.
Not true. First of all, because I care about other people and like whether they.
Libtard loser. Who cares about other people? Am I right?
die or not. I don't know, crazy thing about me. But secondly, even white guys like me are not safe in Trump's vision of the future because he's explicitly said that he wants to send the military after anyone who disagrees with him politically. And that's me, baby. I can't fight back against the military. Look at these hands. They were made to type YouTube videos, not be thrown against the National Guard. I mean, even if you're on Trump's side, you will suffer if he wins. I know his supporters are mad about inflation, but Trump's main economic proposal is to put a tax on all imported goods, which would make everything from iPhones to AR-15s more expensive. I mean,
I'm still struggling to understand how people, matter of fact, it's so many people that don't understand the logic of a tariff. And I blame that on the American school system. I blame that on the American education system, which is why I condone more money going towards it. Because if it don't, our society is going to get dumber and fucking dumber.
Can you really afford to be paying more for your assault rifle in this economy? But look, I don't even know why I'm bothering to list all this stuff, because despite everything that Trump has promised and done, the dude is popular, and he has been for nearly a decade now. You know, I think one of the reasons liberals get so worried about the election is that they refuse to accept reality. They're always just shocked and in denial. Like, can you believe that anybody is voting for this guy? Yeah, I can believe it. It's a fucking fact of life. 46% of voters voted for Trump in 2016. 47% of voters voted for him in 2020. And they did so not in spite of Trump being a racist, sexist idiot whose only goal is to punish immigrants and destroy the federal government, but in large part because of those things. They just like that shit. They see a guy who's been convicted on 34 counts of hush money payments to a porn star, and they say, that's my dude, sign me up. And there's this persistent fucking fantasy among liberals that the problem is that the media just isn't covering Trump correctly. If the newspaper said Trump is bad a little differently, everyone would realize the error of their ways. But come on. Do we really think there are people out there waiting to hear the news that Trump is a piece of shit? Are there really voters in Georgia and Arizona saying, oh my God, well, now that the New York Times says he's a fascist, I'm voting for Kamala? No.
No, not at all. Like, and the sick part is you could have any fucking article come out about either one of these motherfuckers, and motherfuckers are still gonna vote for him regardless. You're not. I honestly, I don't really think people are going to be swayed too much off of any change of direction. Like, whoever you vote, whoever you in with right now, a day is not going to change anything. Remember the Epstein log and how all these conservatives were demanding this shit get brought out, and then once it got put out and they had all these names attached to it, there's like, oh my God, look at this motherfucker, look at this motherfucker, look at this motherfucker, look at this motherfucker. You got all these people on the conservative side talking about Kamala and how she's associated with Diddy, and oh my God, I see why you want to rule, because Diddy and Diddy and Diddy. You notice how none of them talking about these Epstein tapes that got Trump name in it? Ooh. Did anyone else notice that? Or was that just me? Ooh. Was I the only one that noticed it? How nobody wanted to fucking bring that up? I'm not seeing any of the prominent conservative YouTubers talk about that shit. Ooh. I like how Barton was like, Triumph and Kamal are very close friends with Diddy. It's stupid for either to bring it up. Well, it's a good thing that neither one has brought it up. It's really their fucking fan bases that bring that shit up. The fan bases of both of these candidates make me want to slit my wrist, because hearing them talk and explain rationale is like akin to getting HIV in your fucking ears. It's like, I just can't keep hearing it. And listen, I'm going to be drastically cynical with y'all right now. And I don't know if anyone's going to agree with me or not. I welcome it if you don't. Sitting down for like the past 3 weeks and just listening to leftist and rightist talk, and just hearing them, not giving my opinion, not just watching. I leave thinking the people on the right don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And maybe it's because I'm only watching like certain videos about shit, and I maybe need to expand that shit past a certain point, which is free and clear thing. It's like I'm hearing, and these videos go for like an hour, and I'm hearing motherfucker on the left sound concise, sound clear, sound like they know what they're explaining, and the motherfucker on the right just wants a gotcha. And it's like, no, don't do that. And again, maybe it's just me. But it seems like these motherfuckers don't really understand like what it is their candidate wants to do. That's because they've been told they are to trust the mainstream unless Trump cites them. To expand upon what you just said, you realize that all this weekend, all these polls came out in support of Kamala, and there were polls supportive of Trump, but motherfuckers fixated on the ones about Kamala and were like, oh, if Trump loses, blame women. Women voters are the problem. Women this, women that. Well, you fuckers aren't doing a good job appealing to women, because the women have been a little concerned about their right to their body being taken away. And there really hasn't been anything done to quell that fear by conservatives at all. It's really just been, shut up, bitch. That's a paraphrase. It's really just been, don't worry about it. We know more. We know what we're talking about. And I don't know if y'all know this, but that's not really comforting towards women. And somebody might say, well, there are women who are supportive of conservatives anyway, so what's your point there? First of all, why are those bitches talking? Any woman who's a conservative, why the fuck are you talking? Because you're on that fucking camp of repeal the 19th. And if you want your voters' right taken away, sure. Why the fuck are you talking? Don't speak to me, bitch. Bedwitch. Go make your husband. I literally had this conversation Sunday morning. Sunday fucking morning. With a woman. No, it's not anybody you fucking know. So you can guess whoever it is. You can say peachy. You can say moral. It's nobody any of you have ever been introduced to. And they're conservative. And I'm like, okay. And I didn't bring it up. She did. She brought up how, yes, I'm in support of repealing the 19th. And I'm just sitting there looking. I'm like, then why the fuck are you talking? You need to be face down, ass up, making babies and making a man a sandwich. Like, I don't want to hear you talk. Like, you want your right to vote taken away. Cool. Stop talking. Like, just stop talking, and you will be better off right now. No, but I want to explain. No, you explain your point. You want something that is your right taken from you. You now lose the respect aspect, because now that's out. You want your right to vote taken from you. You want it. You choose that. So why in the fuck are you not face down, ass up, making a man a sandwich? It'd be just that simple. Did she not realize that she could choose not to vote without having a right taken from her? I mean, good. But you know, she wants her voice heard because she's voting for Trump, and it's like, cool. Like, I don't know how many times I gotta tell y'all, I don't care who y'all vote for. But when y'all explain it and then I catch what you're saying, it's like, then why are you talking? You cannot really be a woman and say, I want women's right to vote taken away, and then continue talking to me, because then I'm going to disastrously destroy that fucking point. Now, there are conservative women who don't want that taken away. Why? Because it's their fucking right to vote. It's not every conservative woman that wants the 19th repealed. There are conservative women who fight against that from other women. And it's good, ladies, keep that going. But to these bedwenches, because that's what I'm going to call them, to these bed wenches who are fighting tooth and nail for that, they're drastically fucking insane. That's how I view you. You are drastically fucking insane if you somehow want your right to vote taken away and you somehow want to still keep talking. I thinketh the fucketh noteth. At allethith. You hear me? At allethith. I want to see if Shag is ready to talk to me now. I want to see if he's ready to talk to me.
I'd rather be a communist than a what?
No, what you just said is you'd rather be a schnauzer.
He's in here doing Discord TikTok call-ins for some reason.
I'd rather be far right. Yeah,
Right.
that's schnauzy.
Leon, I'm trying to finish. I'm trying to get on here. If I don't get on in the next 5 minutes, I'll talk to you for sure.
Poser, fucking poser. A lot of women like to call them bang maids. No, they're bed wenches. What is he? Wait, what is Shag yelling about?
You think that's how you determine whether somebody is
I
going
might be on
to
Bravo
do
Stream
something
tomorrow night.
horrible in another administration? When I mean, he's running on different policies. He's running on different ideals.
Is that a question?
Well, yeah.
He wasn't
Like
this
how
extreme in 2016. My Miss Afeni, are you eating, darling? Yeah,
he's chewing on something.
That eating's very
Right,
offensive.
like he. I mean,
Oh my! What the fuck? What type of? You know what? It's white people.
Media coverage is so polarized in this country, it doesn't matter what the newspapers say because only liberals read that shit. Like, check out how our sponsor Ground News breaks it down. They have this blind spot for this. Ground News funded to... Oh, just kidding. Miyamoto personally rejected my application and I am devastated. No, the real reason I'm not worried is because worry is a useless fucking emotion that does nothing but paralyze and control us. Think about this. Why do so many of us follow the polls day after day when we already know how we are going to vote? Why are we glued to cable news on election night when we know that that doesn't change the outcome? Why do we watch Steve Kornacki and John King run through their horrible scenarios over and over again, other than the fact that they're stone cold hotties and we'd love to watch them kiss? I mean, why do we watch these things? Well,
You heard the eating is offensive thing as a joke.
it's because we're worried, and worrying feels bad. And getting a little bit of good news might change that emotion and make it a little better. That's the essential truth about the entire political news media machine. It feeds off of our worry. Steve Kornacki is an energy vampire. Hell, I'm doing it too. You probably clicked this video because you're worried and you wanted me to tell you it's all going to be okay.
No, I clicked the video because, you were the first thing on my recommended.
Well, I'm not going to do that. It might not be okay. But I am going to tell you why you shouldn't worry anyway. Because let's talk about what worry actually is. See, worry is the emotion you feel when you fear an outcome over which you have no control. It's why you worry when you watch a World Series game. You don't want your team to lose and you can't do anything to help. But the players aren't worried. They're out there trying their best and they know no matter what happens, they gave it all they got. Unless they're Aaron Judge. Then they clearly could have given a little bit more. But the rest of the players. They're not worried because they're in the game, but you're worried because all you can do is buy another $40 hot dog and hold in your stress diarrhea while you spectate like a chump. Worry is specifically an emotion of powerlessness. And here's what you need to know. You are not powerless in America.
You're worthless in America.
You are, in fact, one of the players. On a baseball team, there's 9 players. But in America, there's 337 million, and you are one of them, which means you have the power to change the outcome. And I want to be clear. I'm not talking about voting. Because, yes, voting is important. But the biggest lie told in America is that voting is where your power begins and ends. That you should cast your ballot, donate to a candidate, and then sit back and worry on the couch as you watch history unfold as a spectator. But if you buy into that, you are voluntarily giving up your power. You are letting the runner steal second without even trying a throw. Because after you vote, during the other 3 years and 364 days,
everything's your fault.
You have the ability to take direct action, to fight back against bullshit, and fight for yourself and those you care about.
And it's still your fault.
You can organize your workplace and go on strike to gain power and force your employers to make your industry better, like workers are doing all across the country. You can start a tenant union in your apartment building or attend a neighborhood council meeting to fight for more affordable housing. You can...
Does that even work in the end? Does it work in the end, boys? Are we back? Because, there was a video of somebody saying, like, after all these port workers go on strike, everybody needs to go on strike and stop paying rent. And, great idea in theory, but when they kick your fucking ass out and they send 5-0 to kick your fucking ass out, yeah, Hooray, you did it, dumbass.
They're protest in the street and join a group that organizes year-round for a more just world where you live in your community. You know, the silver lining of the last Trump administration is that it made millions of Americans stand up and fight for change in their own communities. In 2016, here in Los Angeles, where I live, a bunch of us got really involved in our city. I personally was sick of walking by homeless people sleeping on my own street and feeling helpless to do anything about it. I had voted for politicians and ballot measures, and I still wasn't seeing the change I wanted to. So I started volunteering at a local homelessness coalition called SELA.
You should have fucking sprayed them with the water hose. This homeless man won't leave, so I'm spraying him with dirty brown. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oi, shit, mate. Oi, shit. Oi, governor. Oi. Also, who is that? Was that Panda? You've almost been on the plantation for a year, buddy. How do you feel?
In SELA, we went out as volunteers with food and water. We talked with our homeless neighbors, and we got to know them. We connected them with services. We built community. We literally learned how to help folks get into housing, and then we did it. We got over 100 people into permanent housing, and in so doing, we literally started to build the world we wanted to see. And then, one of the founders of the group decided to run for city council. And a bunch of us didn't just vote for her. We campaigned for her. We knocked doors for her. We organized for her. And you know what happened? She fucking won. And since she has gotten into office, she has actually made our city a better place. She's taken what we learned at SELA and used it to get so many people into housing that homelessness overall has actually gone down in our district. We didn't just vote.
Motherfuckers say, why are they homeless? Can't they just buy homes? Boo, bad joke.
Go fuck yourself.
Bad joke, boo.
And then wait for a candidate to solve our problems. We showed up and put direct action into solving them ourselves, and we made fucking progress. And I cannot begin to tell you how powerful it feels to do that. I mean, it just transforms your relationship with our political system. Like a few weeks ago, a bunch of us from LA traveled to Phoenix, Arizona to knock doors for the election with this amazing group of organizers called Worker Power. And you know what? While I did that, while I was out there in the hot sun with my friends in my dorky hat, having doors slammed in my face, but also having real conversations with other Americans about issues I actually care about, I stopped worrying about the election because I was playing in the fucking game. I was giving it my all and swinging for the fences. And now, win or lose, I know that I tried my best. And you know what? No matter who wins on election day, no matter which timeline we go down, I'm still going to be here fighting. And so are you, if you choose to. Because, you know, it's true. A lot could change in America based on the results of this election. But one thing won't change. There's going to be a lot.
You're still going to be a worthless American.
Of fucking work to do, and there's going to be a lot of us here who are ready to do it. And I think you know that because you are not tuned out. You're watching this video. So here's the choice before you. You can either sit there, glued to the couch, biting your nails and tweeting like David Zaslav and Elon Musk want you to, or you can make a plan for what you're going to do the day after the election, no matter who wins, to make your community...
Guys, what are you going to do after the election? Are you all going to sink in your chairs? Or are you going to go out there and make a difference? I don't know why I'm talking like this dude saying anything wrong. I agree with him 100%.
...community, and therefore the country, a better place. Because you know what? The cure for worry isn't better poll numbers. It isn't a candidate who says all the right things. It isn't a good outcome on CNN's magic wall. It's you hitting the fucking pavement with your friends.
You do realize people have jobs and make sure that, you know, they got to weave out time to do all these things. It's a scheduling conflict, you know. Play Dragon Age. Oh my God, you're playing the woke propaganda game? Oh dear Lord. They're playing the woke game. How dare you play the woke game? Ridiculous. Don't you realize that playing a game that you probably enjoy is bad because I hate it? Why did you specify twice that you're beating your meat the next day? Why? Watch Pete Boogawoo fuck Buttigieg. Oh, I guess I should. Actually, I do want to watch that because I hate that lady. No fun allowed. Yeah. Meat like steak? No, meat like his dick.
I think somebody...
He said he's going to beat his meat and go to work. He said he's going to beat his fucking meat and go to work. Someone told me I have to watch this fucking one politician versus 25 undecided voters, and the fucking politician is Pete Buttigieg. But I can't watch it the way I can't watch it full screen because they're gonna fucking yeet my shit because I'm not Hassan and I'm not no big fucking streamer. What fuck? But they told me I gotta watch this part because this part is like something funny, and I hate when people tell me things are funny and they're not.
Same here.
Grace,
good night.
Frankly, I'm shocked that you would make that claim. I would love to know what the basis of that is, some specific examples.
Wait a minute. Americans, wait, what's his claim? What's his claim?
The rest of us. I think that's a huge deal, whether you're raising family or not. Fair enough. My next claim is Americans will have more rights and freedoms under a Harris-Walz administration.
And a woman comes up to the stage.
Same here.
Oh, and I just need y'all to know, this is not like one left-wing politician versus Trump supporters. This is one politician versus 25 undecided voters. They need to do one where it's like one non-voter versus 25 voters. And I'm the one fucking non-voter. To make them motherfuckers convince me to vote. Fuck them. I don't have the heart to tell y'all that I voted.
Grace, good night.
Frankly, I'm shocked that you would make that claim. I would love to know what the basis of that is, some specific examples, starting with freedom of speech.
Sure.
If
Okay,
you could.
yeah, let's start with freedom of speech.
I will watch that. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'll be in that bitch cursing up a storm. As soon as one of these motherfuckers talk to me wrong, it's up. You gonna talk to me with some respect.
So Donald Trump has said that he wants to revoke the licenses of television networks that have broadcast coverage that he disagrees with.
60 Minutes. He said that about 60 Minutes.
I can't think of a more direct attack on the freedom of speech.
Donald Trump said CBS broadcast license should be revoked after it aired an interview with Vice President Harris he claimed was edited to favor her. Here's the sick part. Not only did they do an interview with Harris, they broadcasted the fact that they reached out to both of them. They reached out to both of them. And they detailed how Trump declined this shit. I had a feeling when I saw the thumbnail, I'm thinking, yeah, Leon's gonna watch this. Let me see if I can find it. 60 Minutes, clown the fuck out, buddy. Oh, here it is. I found it. I think this is it.
Ago, Trump backed out. The campaign offered shifting explanations. First, it complained that we would fact-check the interview. We fact-check every story. Later, Trump said he needed an apology for his interview in 2020. Trump claims correspondent Leslie Stahl said in that interview that Hunter Biden's controversial laptop came from Russia. She never said that. Trump has said his opponent doesn't do interviews because she can't handle them. He had previously declined another debate with Harris, so tonight may have been the largest audience for the candidates between now and Election Day. Our questions addressed the economy, immigration, reproductive rights, and the wars in the Middle East and Europe. Both campaigns understood this special would go ahead if either candidate backed out. And so, with that, here's Bill Whitaker.
Motherfucker just categorically sat there and told y'all, yeah, Trump pussied out. Not a good look there, Trumpy. Bro sound like AI. That's true. I'm falling asleep. Wake your fucking ass up. Pay attention. We bullshitting right now.
Than a government official or a wannabe government official saying, I want to punish a television network.
Hold on, wait a minute. It played another one.
Than a government official or a wannabe government.
Hold on. Let me see if I can do this without them trying to yank me.
Broadcast coverage that he disagrees with. I can't think of a more direct attack.
Donald Trump said CBS broadcast license should be revoked after it aired an interview with Vice President Harris that he claimed was edited to favor her.
Speech than a government official or a wannabe government.
However, the broadcast networks don't hold licenses local stations do, regulated independently by the FCC. The FCC chairwoman responded that they will not revoke the licenses over objections from a presidential candidate.
Government official saying, I want to punish a television network because of their journalism, right? So that's how I feel about free speech. There's also more personal rights, a woman's right to choose, my right to have this ring on my finger, that I feel are much more secure if she's in charge than if he's in charge.
And the evidence you have of Donald Trump being against gay marriage or wanting to roll back protections for gay folks to be married is what?
The evidence is that he ran for president with a platform that specifically said in black and white that they were against marriage equality.
For decades, Donald Trump has shifted his stance on gay marriages. In 2020, his wife said he supports it. The Respect for Marriage Act was signed into law in 2022 by President Joe Biden, essentially legalizing same-sex and interracial marriages nationwide.
Like this is today.
So they've kind of rubbed that out of the platform since the last time he ran for president, but the people he put on the court are contributing to a majority that already took away a woman's right to choose and doesn't seem very interested in protecting my right to marry, nor did he do anything to help get that legislation passed.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg didn't think that Roe v. Wade was the appropriate statute on which to be hanging reproductive freedom. And Obama...
Hold on. The late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, what a name, criticized Roe, preferring abortion rights be secured through state legislatures and the courts. She also disagreed with Roe's legal basis, which she described as more about a doctor's right to practice rather than a woman's right to choose.
Campaigned in 2007. There was a bill introduced to the 110th Congress, H.R. 1964, the Freedom of Choice Act. He campaigned. The first thing I'm going to do as president is sign that bill. Once he was elected, I quote, "Not my highest legislative priority. I don't know why I should actually trust Democrats to enshrine reproductive..."
In 2007, Freedom of Choice Act aimed to ensure women's right to terminate a pregnancy before fetal viability or later if necessary to protect her life or health. At a Planned Parenthood event, Obama said he'd sign it as president.
Rights as national law because they had the...
However, during his first 100 days in office, he clarified it was not his top priority and suggested focus on common ground to reduce tensions around the issue. My nigga Obama.
Opportunity so many times over the past decades. Most recently in 2009, 2010, they didn't do it. Kamala's coming here and campaigning in Michigan on reproductive freedom. Guess what? It's part of our state constitution. Like that's manipulation of voters.
Well, I don't think that's manipulation. Look, the whole point of a national right, I live in Michigan, right? But if I take my kids with my husband to their first ever Notre Dame game and I cross the state line, obviously I'm talking about marriage equality, not reproductive freedom here, but just as an illustration of why national right is important. I don't want my marriage to evaporate the moment I cross the Michigan-Indiana state line. What she's talking about is that a national right should be national. It's true, you have great leaders here in Michigan who have taken action at the state level to protect reproductive rights. But since when do civil rights disappear at state lines? And how is it pro-freedom to take away a national protection and say, well, if some state wants to take away this freedom, have at it? We went through this as a country with the civil rights era.
I'm sorry, putting myself slightly on blast. As a closeted trans bisexual, you're trans? Oh, God. I don't care. Sorry to shit on your identity, but I view you as a, what's the word? Still a human. I know somebody will fucking jump up and be like, you fucking he-male, she-male freak. Still good in my book. Wait a minute, I thought trans people were scared of me. You telling me you've been trans the whole time? I thought trans people were supposed to like be afraid of me, or I was supposed to be afraid of them. Whichever one. I thought I was hateful towards trans people. I could have sworn I was hateful towards trans people. That's what I was told. That's what I was told. I was told I hate trans people, which can't be the case because I don't have no trans friends, but if I were to have one, I'd have that motherfucker drive me around while I get drunk off mimosas.
We're definitely going through this right now on something like choice, where your rights in Alabama are different than they are in Michigan, right?
I do want to circle back to something you said about the number one thing you have as evidence for Donald Trump being against free speech is that he wants to revoke these licenses for campaign, like coverage he doesn't agree with. To what extent is it untrue coverage?
I think the whole idea of free speech is that people can go on a network and air opinions that you disagree with.
What about social media? Because the Harris Waltz campaign wants to make it illegal to put misinformation or malinformation on social media.
No, wrong. Walz was specifically talking about voter misinformation. Ooh, you bitch. You ugly fat. You ugly fat.
Social media.
Well, that's not true.
Well, that's what he said, and that's what she said.
At best.
Hold on. I gotta read it every time I see it. Kamala Harris said of social media platforms in 2019, if you act as a megaphone for misinformation, we're going to hold you accountable as a community, adding that she would use the Department of Justice to do so.
That's an extreme simplification. And it's not really true. I mean, look, nobody has made more statements about being willing to use the powers of government to shut down people who disagree with them than Donald Trump. And you think it's okay to shut down the license of a TV station?
I didn't say that.
Okay, I thought that was implied in your question. You said, what if it's untrue information that they're broadcasting?
Well, I'm just asking. He says a lot of off-the-wall things that certainly, I'm not, and I don't stand behind a lot of what he says, but just if he's angry about coverage that is manipulative towards people, that happens a lot. I'd like to.
The whole idea of free speech is that the government doesn't get to decide.
Certainly, but then you have.
And Donald Trump doesn't get to decide.
Certainly, but I don't want Kamala Harris also to decide.
And neither does she, right? That's the point. She's not going to threaten the licenses of stations that cover her unfavorably.
But they threaten the Section 3.0, whatever it is, for social media.
Not based on unfavorable political coverage. Now, there is an idea that social media companies need to be more accountable for their choices, especially when you look at how they're harming women.
Especially when you got motherfuckers who just broadcast people's faces as school shooters, even though they weren't the school shooters. I do believe a consequence should be met for that. Do I think you should be in jail? No. Do I think you should have access to social media at that point? No.
And girls, for example, by what goes out on Instagram, right? But that's not the same as a free speech debate.
All right, so I definitely do agree about Kamala giving more freedoms. Basically, I don't have anything to pose, but more so a question. I'm trying to, I'm here to get educated. When it comes to DEI, that's something I just learned about.
That means die. No, it stands for too many niggas.
Like a couple of days ago, pretty uneducated when it comes to that. That does to me, from the little I do know about it, sounds like something that can only be good. I guess my question will be what exactly is it? Because I still don't know exactly what it is, and how could it?
It's something that statistically has helped more white women, but nobody wants to fucking admit that one.
Be perceived as a bad thing.
Yes.
From the little bit I do know, it doesn't sound like it could be a bad thing at all.
Yeah, so it's become kind of a buzzword. And like most buzzwords, like socialism or a lot of other things get thrown around in the debate. The more it gets thrown around, the less meaning it feels like it has sometimes, right? So I think it means different things for different people. Actually, if you want to see kind of one of the clearest expressions of the case against DEI, which I strongly disagree with, Jubilee did something with Ben Shapiro, who's a conservative thinker.
That's the first time I heard it.
Okay, so he was attacking it in a way that I think was mistaken, and I'll tell you a little bit why. First of all, DEI stands for diversity, equity, inclusion, right?
Wrong. I don't know why a politician doesn't know this. Let me help y'all. Let me fucking educate y'all. Y'all don't know nothing, so let me help y'all out. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to walk away from the day with information. Y'all about to know what DEI truly stands for. It is. What? Don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about those sounds.
What does that even stand for? I in my game. What does that even stand for? Stands for too many niggas. That's not how acronyms work. Also, one of the missions is locked behind a season pass. Why aren't we talking about that?
Just so you all know, DEI stands for too many niggas. That's what it always stood for. I don't care. I don't give a fuck what Google tell y'all. Nothing. DEI, this is what the D stand for two, the E stand for many, and the I stand for niggas. That's what it stands for. I don't give a fuck what Google has to tell y'all. Y'all don't listen to Google anyway.
So to me, we start by thinking, okay, what's the opposite of those things? The opposite of diversity is uniformity, right? The opposite of equity is inequity. And the opposite of inclusion is exclusion. And I don't know a lot of people who think we'd be better off if our lives had more uniformity, inequity, and exclusion, right? But I think that the part of why people have questions about it that I respect is they're not sure if this is, they're worried about fairness, right? So to me, when you talk about some of these policies, the idea is to make sure everybody gets a seat at the table, especially if you know there have been systematic ways of keeping people from getting a seat at the table over the years, sometimes based on their race, on their religion, on their income, on their background, any number of reasons, sexuality, right? Like a lot of different reasons. And it's about making sure that what we do going forward is fair. And this can be an economic issue too. You look at something like redlining. A lot of homeowners, families, would-be homeowners, especially black families, couldn't get homes in certain neighborhoods where the property value started to go up. So even if that happened to a family, I don't know, 50 years ago, their kids are living with the consequences of that now because their family has less wealth because they were kept out of a neighborhood where property values were growing, right? And so part of it's the idea that some of these things may have started a long time ago. Maybe nobody alive today is responsible for some of the injustice that has shaped what it's like to live in this country right now. But all of us now are responsible for doing something about it. It's not about tearing anybody down.
This is boring. Where's the personal jabs? Where's the infighting? Where's the pot shots? God, reasonable conversation. Boo. Boring. Research. Boo. Boring. Where's my blood sports? Because that's how we move the needle as a society. Boo. Boring. I'm bored.
It's not about preventing anybody from thriving.
So
but I think it gets twisted to make it look like that.
Does some of the pushback come from people seeing, let's see, say one marginalized community sees one group getting a lot of emphasis and they kind of feel they're not getting enough?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it gets distorted, if somebody describes it in a way that makes it seem like somebody's getting an unfair advantage and you're not, you're gonna be pissed off about that, right? Somebody is. And I think, by the way, I think that's part of the story he's trying to tell. He's trying to say, you're better off because somebody else, or you're worse off because somebody else is better off. Right. And to me, the whole point of government is to find ways to make more people better off without making people worse off. Right. I think good policy does that. Right. But he wants it zero sum. Right. Cool. Thank you. Thanks. Hi. It's a pleasure. I'm Sam. It's really a pleasure to be up here. I would have voted for you in 2020. I would vote for you right now. I think you're fantastic. I agree with a lot of your views. I disagree with also a lot. Very middle of the road person. Why can't Kamala answer some of these questions that you're able to answer? Why? Why? It's an oversimplification of a concept, but I feel like when I listen to her, I don't get. It's almost jumping back to the character. When you talk back when you were running, I hear genuine interest, feelings in your voice. I know what you want, and I know that when you say something, you really mean what you're saying. I don't ever get that sense. There were some times in the debate with Kamala that I got a sense of that, but since then, especially with some of the not as great, the town hall and Messina and stuff that I don't know. So one thing I point to is like she faces some constraints that I don't. Right. First of all, she's a sitting vice president, right? So that creates a certain set of constraints. I also think just the advice that I know you get of things to be careful about when you're actually a nominee for president, and definitely when you consider the historic nature of her nomination, can also make it more challenging. She's good at things that I'm not. Every one of us is good at different things, right? What I know is she's going to be really good at being president, and I know that because in the last few years I've learned more and more about her, and I've learned more and more about the presidency. And the more I learn about both of those things, the more she's somebody I want there. Look, she and I competed 5 years ago, right, for the nomination. And thanks for and by the way, Joe Biden was obviously the competitor who won, and there were like 20 others, right? Each of us brought something different to the table. But one of the things I really respect about her right now in this moment is that she has brought our party together, and our party is not famous for coming together around anything. Like the achievement of like doing.
First of all, motherfucker, don't you ever fucking chastise me for typing. I have this fucking, you're about to get suspended for school for 3 days ass keyboard, and it allows me to fucking click-clack upon my clickety-clack.
Doing that in a matter of hours is no small thing for our very fractious Democratic Party, right? And then she didn't stop there. I have never seen a Democratic nominee bring more Republicans in.
I ain't even gonna lie, I'm bored. I already saw what I wanted to see, which is a fat white woman get owned. Get pwned, fat white woman. Elon Musk has gotten worse. Oh, God, Lord. Liberal, nope. Saw everything I need to see. Don't want to see it anymore. Is there anything else for me to watch? Is there potentially anything else for me to watch? I wonder. Why does YouTube have games? You talking about, you didn't know that? You know, YouTube had games. They've had this shit for like 2 months. Niggas are title like, nope, not at all. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it, bro. Fuck. Wait a minute. How the fuck have I been streaming for 2 hours? The fuck I been doing? The fuck? What the fuck? I didn't even know. Let me see what Shag doing.
Wow, dude.
Fault, by the way, for moving all of our manufacturing over there.
because the minute you have them set up a factory to build something, they have to understand how to build it, right? So there was a time, and I'm old enough to remember part of this, when the United States was basically the only source for some of these things, for computing technology. There was a time when we were the only country in the world that could mass produce televisions, that could mass produce cars because of Henry Ford's idea about assembly lines and things like that.
Leon.
But we
I think I might
foolishly
be
let
next.
other countries have the facilities to do that.
I still don't know what the point of whatever it is he in there talking about. I came in after it already said an hour. The fuck? How do y'all know how long I've been streaming instead of me? What the fuck? But guess what? You know what that mean? I mean, I'm a pretty good streamer. I'm a pretty good streamer. If I could just start streaming at random and then it just go on for a fucking hour. What the fuck? Thanks for the stream today and the eve of election day. I mean, I try. I try my hardest, man. But what the fuck? Is there nothing else for me to discuss? Is it over? Am I done? You're the only damn streamer I actually enjoy watching. Why? You thought I was about to sit here and say, oh, thank you. Why? Why are the other streamers that fucking bad that you depend on daddy? Like, come on, man. Let's be real. You challenge me because it's easy. Because the one thing I'll never fucking really let any of y'all slide with is just saying stupid shit in front of me without me taking the time to dismantle it just a little bit. Let's watch Transformers. I don't even know. Is that movie out? I like how you think about shit. What do you mean? You're telling me in a world full of people who just go off the cuff, you can handle a motherfucker like me who actually takes a little bit of time before he says some dumb shit? Really? Bro, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Trump,
I don't really
not
want
Trump.
to get gangbanged.
Who does? It's so impractical. Hey, we got a $23 Scat Pack. Come holler.
I appreciate the follow. You flying off the rails is also fun to watch. You only like that because I'm the dumbass who will actually run around this bitch and be frantic. And I'll actually mean it. Other motherfuckers just... Other motherfuckers would just be like... Can't believe a motherfucker told me stop typing so aggressive on my keyboard. The fuck? What's wrong with you? Stupid ass marsupial. Folks, I don't know. I feel like I'm good. I'm done, and it's about to start raining, so I'm gonna take a nap. Goodbye.